when we can do that, then we give ourselves a lot more chances to win the football game. So, where the other games we didn't quite get as many turnovers or any at all, and that led the points for the other team. So for us, creating those big plays, for not necessarily getting the sacks, but, getting the interceptions and creating the fumbles.
We really got things going, steamrolling on defense. Tremendous individual efforts out of John Trout, Marcus Van Den Bosch, and then Kurt Bakey, who was also named for the third time this season the North Star Athletic Association's Defensive Player of the Year.
Absolutely. The biggest thing with Bakey is, for a guy his size, he moves so well. And if you didn't watch the game, probably one of the plays that really stands out to me is we brought pressure on the goal line area. We missed the quarterback. He stepped to take off running, and Kurt just folded over and tackled that guy. And there's probably nobody else in this defense has been able to make that play. So he does so many things, that are huge to what we do. But, every time you play an option football team, Trout was big. It's an easy game for him, tackle the dive. But, when they constantly come at you over and over again, that's not always the easiest thing. And he did a good job holding up in the middle and stopping that interior run, which was forced it to bounce to the outside. And now you got the chances for the fumbles and the missed pitch and that type of stuff. And that's what you need to do with an option, is take away the dive and get it going to the outside. And Trout allowed us to do that.
Coach, today, Waldorf, second time around. What can you tell us about that squad?
Waldorf is talented offensively. We saw that in the first game. They got, when you're playing them, it starts all with the quarterback. He's a dual threat option, throws the ball around pretty well, but when the play breaks down, he can do things with his feet. He's got a, all-purpose running back that he can throw the ball to out of the backfield and hand the ball out to, and it doesn't, hurt us. I think he had 160-some yards against us the first time around. And then they're tall and long at the outsides at receiver, so they stress you because they spread it out and they use all 53 yards of the football field, so you have to be able to pick your matchups, and we need to get them behind the chains. One thing that they have done a little bit lately, it cost them in the Dickinson game almost, and also into the presentation games, they turned the ball over. And so we didn't do that until the second half against them last time, which then resulted into us scoring points. We've got to do that from the beginning, is to force those issues and create those turnovers. That's been kind of one of the Achilles heels they had, but they moved the ball well.
All right, Coach, best of luck. We'll get a W, and we'll keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, not the head coach, the defensive coordinator. There we go, someday maybe. But that's defensive coordinator Corey Miller. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll sit down with head coach Josh Anderson. And the Josh Anderson pregame show brought to us by the good folks at Great Western Bank of Madison.
Heartland Consumers Power District would like to wish the Dakota State Trojans good luck this season. This is Casey Crabtree, Heartland's Director of Economic Development. I'm excited to work with businesses here in Madison to help thrive. If you expand your business or are in need of low-interest financing, give me a call at 256-6536. Heartland is proud to deliver reliable energy and services to the city of Madison. We believe in the power of forward thinking and want to be your trusted community partner and leader in our industry. Good luck, Trojans.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Boys, this halftime score is not indicative of our talent level. We're a lot closer than I thought we'd be, and old Coach has just the thing to get us over the hump. Street tacos from Taco John's. You can get them with chicken or new sirloin steak or pork carnitas. That's a triple option of awesomeness. Let's go get some.
Get 3 street tacos for just $5 at Taco John's.
Hustle up, boys. If we leave now, we can be back for the fourth quarter.
Olay the Day at Taco John's.
Welcome back to the F&M Co-op Oil Trojan Kickoff Show. It's time now to sit down with head coach Josh Anderson. The Josh Anderson pregame show brought to us by Great Western Bank. Coach, it's good to be back home. It's even better to be back home after getting a conference win, especially on the road last Saturday up in Mayville.
Yeah, as we talked about last week, it's just nice to get any win whenever you can get one. But when you've gone on a losing streak like we did, unfortunately, this year, getting a win is huge. Stacking them up 2 in a row is even better. Now, we just got to make sure that we don't go winless at home this year. This is our last chance, obviously. It's a really good team coming in Waldorf, competing. This year, at this point, they're competing for a conference championship, and so they're going to be hungry and excited. But you know what? We just got to make sure we take care of business. It's our senior day. It's our last home game, and we got to get us a win here at home, just not only for us but our fans.
I thought we were really opportunistic last week, both offensively and defensively, especially in the football game. We got the fumble recovery that was forced by Kurt Bakey, and then the offense took over from there, punched one in, and we just I think that kind of set the tone maybe for the rest of the afternoon.
No doubt it did. To get a start like that was huge. First play, they fumble it, we get it so backed up in their, I guess in our red zone, and so then we punched it in, which is awesome, and we got another touchdown not too long after that, but then we just started to kind of sputter. We had a lot of opportunities to really put them away and didn't get that done offensively, and it was frustrating, but our guys didn't fold up. They didn't lose focus. We didn't end the first half the way we wanted. We had 2 turnovers to end that first half, and then we had a turnover to start the second half, and still, yet our guys, there was some frustration, but no turning on each other, and guys stayed focused, and we just knew at that point that it was going to be a lot harder battle than we wished for, and some games are like that, but they don't all have to be pretty. It's our job to find a way to win, and we did that on the road against, honestly, a really good and athletic team. I realized Mayville's record wouldn't show it, but honestly, they're very good, and so it's a young coach, a young staff, and he's doing a good job of building that program. So good for them, but a tough win for us, but a win is better than a loss.
Yeah, well, Coach, you're absolutely right. And, they say the cream rises to the top. Defensively, I mean, what an afternoon out of John Trout and Marcus Vanden Bosch and Kurt Bakey, the guy that just about virtually can do anything and everything, which he did again on Saturday against Mayville State, and then was named the Conference Player of the Week defensively. But a great effort by those 3 young men. But, again, there's still 8 others that are behind them.
Well, no doubt. We don't want to, count anybody out. There's no way around that. Everybody has to do their part. But, yeah, you just named 3 guys with Bakey, Trout, and Vanden Bosch, guys that just do an exceptional job. Game in and game out, there's lots of other guys that step up from game to game, and for whatever reason it is, maybe it's more of a running offense or a throwing offense that we face, and everybody has their part and their time to step up. But Kurt's leading the nation in tackles, or he was, and he's leading the nation in sacks, or he was. And, for him to just come back and put a game like that together, and honestly, especially when we needed it, after Marcus had a special game against Presentation, and those guys just, game in, game out, those guys show up to work, and they do. And so they're great leaders just by their actions, but they also are good leaders with everything they do in life. Their character and about them is just exceptional, and we're so lucky to have them. Hate to have this be the last home game for Kurt, him being a senior, so it's unfortunate, but he's had a great career, and somebody else will just have to step up like he's done after all the other great ones that we've had in the few years before, with guys on defense, and Kurt's been able to watch and follow and step up and take their place.
Certainly that's that next man up mentality. There's no question about that. Offensively, we stayed with the 2-quarterback rotation, which Torrin and Jared perform admirably, got some yards through the air. And then 22, he just continues to grind. And, I think one of the things, Coach, I still am most impressed about, besides those talented young men and the wide receivers led by Mason Layton, David Bond, Mitchell Galloway, Trevor Listman, the whole crew, our young offensive line, sometimes we don't give those guys in the trenches enough props, but we couldn't do the things we're doing without those young guys really getting after one another.
It's been really fun, interesting, and encouraging to watch the offensive line come together like they have. Coach Skiba has done an outstanding job of squeezing every ounce of ability out of them and finding the chemistry that works. We've rotated our offensive line more in 1 year than I've ever done in my life, and we've even done it from not only game to game but in game, just trying to find the right system, the right guys that work well with each other for whatever reason. And these last few weeks we've found that, not just the games we've won, but even before that. And so, and we've done a good job, I think, as Coach Kretschmar, our offensive coordinator, Coach Skiba, Coach Oak, and myself offensively, of just finding what we are good at on offense and making sure we stick to that regardless of what we believe we wished would happen. It's a matter of what can happen. What are we good at? And so they've done a great job of recognizing that and getting us a lot more successful lately. And of course, like you mentioned, those receivers have done an outstanding job, not only catching the ball and running good routes, but blocking downfield, because Brody Frederickson isn't number one in the nation if he doesn't have a good offensive line and a good receiving core that's blocking downfield. And, of course, he's special enough anyway. When you put that all together, now you get what you've seen out of his ability and his success. So really proud of just how this team has stuck together through some tough times. That shows the character of this team. And we've had plenty of teams in the past that have, they've turned on each other. They've uncommitted to the program mentally and just kind of, floated till the season was done. But these guys continue to show up and work. We expect to win today, even despite our first game against Waldorf and how poorly we did in that first half. But that second half, we finally played hard and almost came back and had a chance to win. So we know we got to play 4 quarters. There's no doubt about that. This is just a good team, and if you're going to play a good team, you better be ready to, go to battle for all 4 quarters.
Coach, is it difficult to play the same team twice in a single season, or do you get a chance the second time around to look at the different nuances and maybe some different scheming that you have an opportunity to be a little more successful at?
Well, there's the good and bad to it. What you just mentioned is having more film. When you've played them early in the season, midway through the season, and then you play them later, you get a lot more film and a lot more opportunity to kind of break them down. But they get the same for us. We have to know that as well. And so it goes both ways. If you beat the team the first time, you don't want to play them again. You want to be one and done and move on. But, for us, we lost the first time, left a bad taste in our mouth, and really nothing that they did, just how we performed. We watched the film on Monday as a staff, and it was tough to watch again because we played so poorly against a good team. But when you do that, then you're down 30-0 at half, and that's exactly how it happens. So we're excited about just being able to go out and play our game the way we've been playing lately, and really seeing what we are capable of doing, and having a much more competitive, fun game rather than having to claw our way back like we did. So there's good and bad to it, but if you had my overall answer, I'd say I don't want to play anybody twice in a season. I don't think that's fun. I don't think it's fun for the guys or fans or anything like that. So, but it's what we got to do in this conference just to get games. And so it's just something that is necessary. So it's nothing like it's a evil thing like we can avoid. We have to do it.
Well, Coach, we got to get a W today as well. And as we alluded to at the beginning of the interview, it is senior day. Emotionally, that's got to be a tough job for not only the players but the coaching staff as well, where you've developed relationships with these young men and student athletes for over 4 to 5 years with some of them, and so I just want to wish you, the kids and the crew, the very best this afternoon. Get a W, and Paul will get a chance to visit with you in the postgame show.
Well, I appreciate it, and you nailed it when it comes to the emotion and the commitment and everything that you've put together with these seniors for so long. Even those that are here their first year, or if a guy's been here for 5 years, you just hate to see good guys go and leave your program. But it's fun to watch them grow and how they go out in life and become a person, an adult, and and create families. It's fun to watch them have success.
All right, that's the comments of head coach Josh Anderson. The Josh Anderson pregame show brought to us by Great Western Bank, Agri-Lending, Local Solutions, and Global Expertise. When we return, Coach Cornet will have his keys to victory. This is the F&M Co-op Oil Kickoff Show.
Great Western Bank is your local hometown bank and the nation's 8th largest ag lender. We offer sophisticated services from investments to cash management and the financial power for specialized lending without limits. Our focus on relationships means we get to know our customers and businesses. Great Western Bank provides our customers with the right financial tools and products for success, so you can be greater with Great Western Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Mustang Seeds, we're planting your future. To us, that means continuously refining our seed technologies to present the most desirable traits. But it also means doing business the way it all started 55 years ago. Strong seed from a third-generation family business. We guess you could say it's genetic. Mustang Seeds, planting your future. To find the perfect seed solutions for your operation, contact your local dealer or visit mustangseeds.com.
Welcome back to Trojan Field on Senior Day, and this is Dakota State football on the flagship station for Trojan Athletics, Jammin' Country 103.1. Coach, keys to victory this afternoon.
Well, based off what I've learned and what I've seen, last couple games. I think it's important that, number one, we create turnovers. We got to keep our defense off the field. We have to play 4 quarters, and to do that, the offense needs to establish a running game, and they need to control the ball. Also, kicking game. I think it's important that our kicker continues to gain confidence. He struggled early, but he's a very good kicker, and it could come down to the kicking game. And lastly, they have a tendency to turn the ball over, Waldorf, and we need to create turnovers, and we need to make a quick start here in today's ball game.
All right, Paul, let's go downstairs. Your final thoughts before kickoff.
Just got to piggyback off what Coach Cornet say. Just get off to a good start on both sides of the ball. I think in the matchup against Waldorf earlier this year, both sides of the ball were kind of hesitant to the fact that they need to go out and make plays today, especially with the fact that Torrin Deverick's going to be leading the charge throughout the entire game on the offensive side. Defense as well, last few weeks, been building up that consistent pressure. Now it's just about building on that confidence, being able to contain Hilton Joseph. Quite possibly a few errant throws can make a big difference in this game.
Well, the Waldorf Warriors won the toss. They deferred until the second half. So that means the Trojans will come out offensively this afternoon. Let's run down the starting lineups for your Dakota State Trojans. A tight end, a freshman out of Waterville, Minnesota, Kate Olson. On the line, Brandon Schmidt out of Jackson, Minnesota. Adalberto Gutierrez from Chula Vista, California, at one of the guard spots, or tackle spots. At guard, Matt Cavanaugh. Also, Ian Pula, and at tackle, Deontay Randall. In the backfield, it will be Torrin Devericks, the freshman quarterback out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Roosevelt High School. His wideouts this afternoon, Mitchell Galloway, David Bond, Trevor Listman, and the man sitting on the cusp of a couple of school records, Mason Layton. And in the backfield, we're going to wait to find out exactly who will get the start here this afternoon. Brody Frederickson injured an arm, and we're not going to see a whole lot of Brody as the boot meets the ball. This game is underway. Jeb Sanford calls for the fair catch and goes out of bounds at his own 17-yard line, where Coach the Trojans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Yep, that was a good fair catch. I love that new rule, and I'm just excited to see the offense start fast and finish fast.
So it'll be Devericks at quarterback coming into today's game. On the season, he's 100 of 181 for 1,417 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Getting the start this afternoon in the backfield momentarily, Brenner Furlong, 6-foot freshman out of Soldotna, Alaska. Devericks will work out of the gun, 3 wide receivers set. Furlong in the backfield. Torrin back to pass, wants the sidelines. Bond has it inside Warrior territory, the 50, the 45, inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. And Devericks to Mr. Bond. I like my catches.
The old pitch and catch. He just ran a fly pattern. Ball was beautifully thrown. Beautiful catch.
That is a GSN Insurance first down for Dakota State at the Warriors' 37-yard line. They'll have Galloway and Layton wide right. Bond, who just caught that ball moments ago on the first pass of the football game from Torrin Devericks. He is split wide left to the near side. Off the left hash, out of the pistol is Devericks. Torrin, back play action, back to pass. No, hands off. Furlong, great ball fake by Torrin Devericks. And Furlong goes inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line.
He read that very well. He read that the tackle was slanting. Linebacker was out of position. A good pickup of 4 or 5.
Same formation. Same handoff, Furlong, nice hole off the right tackle, puts his head down, bounces off a couple of white shirt defenders on that defensive line, and then bounces inside the 30 at the 29-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 2.
Again, that read option, He's reading where the linebacker's going and where the defensive tackle's going. He's been reading it well.
Hurry up offense, nearly jumping off sides where the Warriors, here's a pass. They want Bond in the end zone. He's bumped inside the 5 at the 3. Wow. No flag whatsoever. And I know Josh Anderson, head coach of the Trojans, can't believe it. And he's pointing at him, getting his point across. And my goodness, Coach.
That was the second time he had been interfered with. The first time was the fly pattern that he caught. This time he was held by his jersey.
Now we're going to get a late flag on the play. So it'll be a 1st and 10, a GSN Insurance first down. They'll call on encroachment. Somebody jumped off sides defensively. Deverick's back to throw. Fires out on the right flats to Galloway. Mitchell has it, drops it, picks it up off the turf, falls forward inside the Case IH red zone. And it'll be enough to, nope, we thought it was going to move the sticks inside the Case IH red zone. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. For the Trojans. Just getting underway, 12:57 to go here in the first quarter of play. Single receivers left and right. Brenner Furlong getting his first start of his career here at Dakota State. Deverick's fade, end zone, pass over the head. He wanted Mason Layton.
Yep. One-on-one coverage over on that side. I'm sure the coaches upstairs noticed that we had a tight end on the backside running a simple clear-out pattern. We may see that play again.
Paul, the quarterback, Cameron Newsom, stride for stride with Mitchell Galloway.
Yeah, this is the first full season for Cameron Newsom on the defensive side. Last year, split time at the wide receiver spot with cornerback. And the year before that, in 2016, was strictly all wide receiver, but he's made a big impact for Waldorf on the defensive side this year.
3rd down and 4 now for Dakota State. Inside the Case IH red zone, Lake County International. Devericks wants to pass. Layton has it at the 15-yard line. Let's see where they knock him out of bounds. Will he get to the 15? He's going to be right at the 16-yard line. James Jackson, the cornerback, in on the stop, 6'3", 205-pound freshman. So we talk about being young, and we're going to not try and go for it. With about a 4th and a yard, we're going to bring in the field goal kicker, Casey Burke, and he'll have this. We'll spot it at the 20 or 24-yard line. It will be, or 23. It'll be a 33-yard field goal out of a Torrin Deverick's hold. Snap is down. The kick is up. It has a distance, but the direction is going to be wide right. And so the Warriors on the opening possession of the football game, guys, dodge a bullet, and the Trojans come up empty. We'll return to Trojan Field in 30 seconds. This is Dakota State Athletics on Jammin' Country 103.1.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Boys, this halftime score is not indicative of our talent level. We're a lot closer than I thought we'd be, and old Coach has just the thing to get us over the hump. Street tacos from Taco John's. You can get them with chicken or new sirloin steak or pork carnitas. That's a triple option of awesomeness. Let's go get some.
Get 3 street tacos for just $5 at Taco John's.
Hustle up, boys. If we leave now, we can be back for the 4th quarter.
Olay the Day at Taco John's.
Back to Trojan Field on Senior Day. You're listening to Dakota State football on Jammin' Country 103.1 FM. The Warriors' first play of the football game goes to their running back, Bo Evans, who blasts it up to the 25-yard line. A gain of 3 in the play, 2nd down and 7. Hilton Joseph out of the pistol. He'll bring a receiver in motion from left to right. That's Samuel Huntley. Joseph back to pass, fires over the middle, has a man at the 37-yard line. Ryan Martinez, 6'1", 190-pound sophomore, has enough. That'll move the chains, and that will give the Waldorf Warriors a GSN Insurance of Madison, where no account is too big or too small. They like them all. First down at their own 40-yard line. Joseph will bring a man in motion. Benjamin Mao, handoff is to Evans, the diminutive but formidable 190-pound running back. He gets it across the 45 and pounds it out to the 47-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play.
Their offense very much like what we do. We have a read offense, a read with the halfback and the quarterback, and 2 plays in a row he's read the play very well.
Good gain on first down, second down and 3. Again, Huntley in motion, handoff, no, play action, and it'll be Hilton throwing behind his wideout, Ryan Martinez, who actually, Paul, it looked as though maybe Martinez slipped on trying to make that cut on that inside slant.
Waldorf, before the game, was taking a look at the field conditions here this afternoon. The only field in the Dakotas that still is a natural surface here at Dakota State, and Waldorf not too happy about the fact they're playing on grass today.
Probably not. So they'll bring 3 wide receivers moving left to right. Don Johnson checks in for the first time this afternoon. He split wide right. Out of the pistol, Trojans show blitz. They come. Hilton will hold on to the football, and he'll get it across the midfield, sidesteps a couple of Trojan linebackers, and then brings the ball down to the 44-yard line of Dakota State, 43-yard line. Coach Cornet, that was a nice read by their quarterback, Hilton Joseph.
It was. He's a quick quarterback. They do like to sling the ball, but they're running the ball effectively thus far.
Joseph with 2 receivers left, a single receiver right. Evans to his right, play action, wants the home run ball down the right seam for Don James. That's going to be over his head and out of bounds. And senior cornerback, Paul, in front of you, Michael Cleveland, stride for stride. Nice job blanketing Don Jones.
Yeah, Michael Cleveland saw a lot of Don Jones beginning of the year, especially in that first matchup as well. Him, a transfer from the University of Minnesota, playing out of Waldorf. He was a big impact in that game against the Trojans earlier this season.
Coming into the ball game, folks, Hilton Joseph, 77 rushes, 529 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So this young man can make things happen with his legs and his arm. He'll keep and call his own number. Quarterback draw right up the middle, across the 40 before he's brought down by that interior defensive line by the Trojans, and it's going to be up 3rd down and long at the Dakota State 39-yard line.
They also like to run that quick offense. They'll take the call from the sidelines. They'll keep the defense from substituting, make the call right on the line of scrimmage, and they're very quick in running plays.
Well, Joseph is going to empty the backfield. Twin receivers left and right. They'll bring in their tight end on the right side, Cale Crowder. Now he'll be in motion from right to left. Here's Joseph back to pass, makes the blitz, gets the ball away, finds the tight end Crowder at the 34, and he will drag Wyatt Sanford, the free safety for the Trojans, across the 30, and that's where he'll be dropped, but it'll be enough for a GSN Insurance of Madison first down. Call Scott and Nancy Gusso today, 605-556-0242. Empty backfield. Joseph back to pass, has time. Now he'll take off. He'll run to the left edge. Plenty of running room, and then we'll just skip out of bounds at the 19-yard line. That's going to be enough for another GSN Insurance first down, and that will put the Warriors in the Case IH red zone. Another opportunity for Waldorf for top-notch service on your Case IH equipment this fall. Stop in to Lake County International here in Madison. 1st and 10, Waldorf at the Dakota State 19. Empty backfield. Joseph, quick little drop inside, and they're going to nearly intercept John Trout. Almost lured that one into his mitts, Coach Cornet.
That was an excellent read by Trout, and it appeared to be they were trying to set up a middle screen. They had receivers strong to the right, running go patterns, and it was just a good call. However, it was defensed very well.
So the Warriors will send trip receivers to the right side, near side of the field. Single Wide out to the left, that's Jones. Hand off to Evans, and he slips and falls right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play, Paul. Nice job again in that interior line with Neal and John Trout. LeVar Colbert kind of boxing up, plugging up that middle hole.
Yeah, the defensive line was sorely missing Neal and that matchup to start off conference against Waldorf. It's great to see Darby Neal making an impact since returning from injury.
Big play here, 3rd down and 10. Joseph back to pass, being pressured. Bakey had him by the ankles, but he does more than that, guys. He disrupts Joseph's angle on that pass play intended for Don Jones, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and we'll see what head coach Josh Luttrell wants to do.
You know, Bakey is so tough to block, and it was 3rd and 10, so kind of pinned our ears back and put a good pressure on the quarterback.
Slater Gifford is going to be in for a field goal. He has spot at the 26. Add 10, it'll be a 36-yard field goal. Spot is down, the kick is up, it has the distance, and the kick is good. 7:05 to go here in the first quarter of play, and it's the Waldorf Warriors on the leg of Slater Gifford. That 36-yard field goal puts the Warriors on top, 3-0. We'll return to Trojan Field in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country 103.1 Madison.
Your local Helena in Madison offers options for nearly every input used in production agriculture, including fertilizers, seeds from Wensman and NK, crop protection, agro-intelligent precision programs, and many other producer services. Their sales reps are knowledgeable experts and provide solutions that give growers the best return on investment. And their custom applications are safe, efficient, and make sure the job gets done right. Helena of Madison is proud to support area farmers. Give the folks at Helena a call today, 605-256-3973. Helena of Madison, people, products, knowledge.
Welcome back to Trojan Field. The leg of Slater Gifford, their outstanding field goal kicker, connects from 36 yards out and puts the Warriors on the scoreboard here by the score of 3-0. 7:05 to go first quarter. Kickoff, end over end, taken by Michael Cleveland at the 9. To the 15, comes to the near side. 20, breaks a couple of tackles to the 25. And then he's brought down by big James Mao. Mao, a 6'7" wide receiver. Coach Cornet, you'll like this. Benjamin Mao, he's from Germany. 6'7", 225 pounds. And how would you like to have had this recruiting budget, huh? Coach Luttrell from Waldorf now. He's got 6 players from Germany, 1 from Poland, 1 from Brazil.
That's definitely a week-long recruiting trip.
Well, maybe so. Maybe a little bit more if you're taking the ship.
Here we go.
Here's a home run ball.
Here we go.
Layton has it into Warrior territory at the 49, 45, 40, 35, and he's finally brought down from behind at, let's see where they'll mark it, at the 33-yard line. 32-yard reception, and a grab from Devricks to Mason Layton. Handoff. Brenner Furlong gets the call off left tackle, short yardage play. Guys coming in, it was Mason Layton needing just 128 yards to break Austin Opdahl's single-season receiving record. And on that 32-yard pass play, it's under now, obviously, 100 yards, and that could easily happen here this afternoon. 1-yard play. Here's back to pass. Over the middle. Again. It's Layton, headed in his hands, knocked away at the last moment by Cameron Newsom. Paul, in your vicinity of the field, that would have been a school record tying touchdown pass. Cameron Newsom was a Newsom and broke it up.
Yeah, a really good matchup of size and speed for both defenders on that play. Mason Layton just sneaking on the underneath coverage on that one. And the fact that he was left open in the middle of the field, the fact that Newsom was able to make up and break up the pass, another bullet dodge by the Waldorf defense.
So 3rd down and 9 facing Torrin Devericks and company. 2 receivers left, a single receiver right. Now we'll get a play changed at the line of scrimmage. Devericks changes the play. Back to pass, looking to his left. Fires, has time. Layton goes up in the air.
We got a
grabs it. Touchdown! Dakota State. Mason Layton, Torrin Devericks, and that touchdown pass, Paul Vold, right in front of you at the pylon, ties the school record for most touchdowns in a season at 16.
Mason Layton was able to get inside onto the defender along the sideline, using the sideline to his benefit. Caught it about the 4-yard line. It was falling to about the 3. Had to stretch all the way to break the goal line and able to get that touchdown.
Casey Burke's extra point is up, and it is good. 5:43 to go, first quarter, and it's now Dakota State 7, Waldorf 3. You're listening to Dakota State football on Jammin' Country 103.1 in Madison.
At Lakeco Crop Services, we are dedicated to providing only the best inputs for your farm. That's why we offer Pioneer's premium seed lineup. Along with Pioneer, we offer the full lineup of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Every customer who purchases Pioneer brand seed will earn Corteva cash to spend towards the purchase of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Stop in and ask us how Encirca Services can help with your fall fertility program needs. Always read and follow label directions.
Call Lakeco Crop for your input needs. Dave Ellens, 480-4299, or Rob Thuringer at 480-0917.
Well, the record-setting touchdown reception by Mason Layton on the hands of Torrin Devericks, the freshman from Sioux Falls, connects with his sophomore partner from Madison High School, who Coach Cornet saw a lot of playing time here on Trojan Field. And Mason Layton has now tied Austin Opdahl's single-season touchdown mark of 16 in the regular season.
You know, I watch Layton and how he runs his patterns. It's very similar to his father when his dad played here at Dakota State. You put it up in the air and you let your receiver go after the ball, and oh my.
Ball is loose on the kickoff. The Trojans are saying they've got it. There's a scrum on the field, and it is. Paul Vold, the Warriors muffed the kickoff, and Johnny on the spot. The Trojans in front of you, my friend, gobble up the loose ball and are back in business, already leading 7-3.
You got to give credit to the kicker, Casey Burke. That one came awkward off the foot, almost a sidewinding knuckleball off the tee and just bounced right in front of a couple of Warriors. Everybody thought everybody else was going to pick up the ball, but special teams unit for Dakota State strikes for a turnover.
So you can forget about that 30-0 deficit we had back a month ago when these two teams met down in Waldorf, Iowa, where the Warriors jumped out to a 30-0 halftime lead. Here's Devericks, back to pass, wants the home run ball, wants Bond, and we're going to get pass interference.
You bet.
And now, Paul Vold, right there, you were about 8 yards away. This time we get the flag from the head linesman.
Yeah, the defender for Waldorf played the receiver the entire way, just put his hands up right in the face of David Bond. Didn't even turn around to attempt the football and kind of force David Bond out of the sideline. And I would think very similar to where the first drive started out for Dakota State.
So you don't get the NFL spot of foul, Coach, but you do get it as inside the LCI, Lake County International Case IH red zone, and it's a GSN Insurance first down at the Waldorf 15-yard line. Delayed draw, Brody Fredrickson getting his first action of this afternoon. Brody needed 2 yards to break the single-season record, and instead we're going to lose 2. So that's not what we want to see going backwards. Now we need 4.
I do believe, though, that the way we run that read option, we have shown in the first quarter we're very effective at that.
Coming into the ball game, Brody was 1 yard off the pace. Here's another one, pass intended for Bond. David goes up in the air for the touchdown. Dakota State, but hold everything. We've got Laundry. This may be offensive pass interference. Paul, your guess.
Yeah, I would definitely have to go offensive pass interference. David Bond got both hands on the defender, pushed him out of the way, and either way it would have been a heck of a catch for a touchdown, but David Bond with the push-off. So David Bond, to borrow one of your phrases, Paul, from last week, likes his passes caught, not dropped. So the offensive pass interference will move the ball all the way back to the 33-yard line of Waldorf, where it's going to be 2nd and 28. So I'm going to let you do the mathematics, Coach Cornet. We need 4 yards out of Brody Frederickson for the school record.
You got it.
Hand off Brody. And he's going to get it right here. And
He's
that much
it.
more
He's
at the 35, the 30, the 25, and Brody Frederickson with the record-setting run from the 33 down to the 20, a 13-yard pickup. And there you have it, Trojan fans. The junior running back out of Madison High School and a transfer from Dakota Wesleyan, Brody Frederickson, just breaks a 40-year-long school record, the most yards in the single season. Brody with 13 yards on the play, now with 1,378. And I know your former teammate, Jim Jansen, is in attendance here this afternoon. Here's another record-breaking touchdown pass. We've got back-to-back school records set. Devricks finds Layton, end zone, touchdown. Trojans, and the records continue to fall here at Trojan Field on this overcast Saturday afternoon. But the good news is Dakota State, with the school records being broken, lead by 10, 13-3, awaiting Casey Burke's extra point.
Goosebumps, Kevin. I'm just so excited to see records, but I'm also excited to see a 10-point lead right now.
Burke on for the extra point, and we're going to get a little fire pattern. Here's a two-run or a two-point conversion to Marcus Vandenbosch, and the linebacker converted wide receiver on that fire play when the snap was low and bobbled. Devricks finds his linebacker, Coach Corday, for the two-point conversion. And when things are going good, Paul Vold, things are going good.
Now we got to put Marcus Vandenbosch in the same category as Mason Layton. Pure athlete in every sense of the word. Vandenbosch did play a little tight end, little fullback in high school with Madison, showing off the great hands and the wherewithal to extend the ball over the goal line to get the two-point conversion.
So an unconventional two-point play, there's no question about that, but it all goes on the scoreboard, a big, big play. And the Trojans firing on all cylinders. Now lead 15-3, 3:57 to go in the first quarter of play.
You know, Torren did not panic. He called fire or whatever their signal is, and it was picked up very well by Vandenbosch.
Here's Burke. And Evans will have it at the 10, 15, 20. Cuts to his left, tries to get to the edge. Turns upfield to the 30, 35. And then runs out of bounds on the far sideline in front of the Waldorf bench. And he'll go out of bounds at the 39. So a 29-yard return, or excuse me, 19-yard return by Bo Evans. And that's where Waldorf, now trailing 15-3, will take over. So the 20-yard touchdown pass also gives Mason Layton the school record. Here's the pass to Jones on the far side, out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Devricks has thrown his 11th touchdown of the season, and Layton breaks the school record with his 17th touchdown reception, and the 2-point conversion is good. So a gain of 7 on the play. Little bubble screen to the near sideline, breaks some tackles into Dakota State territory with a stiff arm. Goes Ryan Martinez, a 6'1", 190-pound sophomore wideout. And it's going to be enough for a first down, a GSN Insurance first down. Call Scott or Nancy Gusso today at 556-0242. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Now Hilton Joseph will back up Evans, his running back behind him. Handoff, left side. Hole closes quickly on his feet, but he is forward progress stopped. Wallenstein is there, Brandon, also Darby, Neal, John Trout. So a gain of maybe a yard in the play brings up second down and 9.
Well, their offense is definitely set up to pass the ball. They've been running a lot of motion, twins to both sides, and they'll fake that ball to the halfback and sling the ball downfield.
Here's the snap. Joseph back to pass. Finds the release valve. That's Evans, the running back at the 40, 35-30. Cuts near the sidelines and then is knocked out of bounds there by Ryan Dozer, one of the 10 seniors playing in his final game on Trojan Field here this afternoon. 1:48 and counting, first quarter, and it's 15-3 Dakota State. Warriors signaling in the play from the sidelines. They'll set up 3 wideouts to the left, single wideout. That's the 6'7" Mao near the right hash. Handoff Evans, right up the middle goes Bo, right behind that big front line. 305 pounds, 290, 260, 285. So, Paul, not necessarily a whole lot of beef, but good size and quick feet.
Yeah, so far they're really contending with the defensive line of Dakota State, other than a couple of plays from Kurt Bakey and also from Darby Neal. Not a whole lot of action in the middle of the field for either team.
Joseph out of the pistol, claps his hands, takes a snap, comes up, and he's flattened in the end zone. Knocked out of bounds. We're going to get pass interference in the end zone. There was an uncatchable ball. The quarterback was flattened. Benjamin Mao, the 6'7" wide receiver, ran out of bounds at the 2, and the only person in the backfield to catch the football was Jacob Holt. Paul, that's right in front of you. What happened? I mean, what's going on there?
I think it was the fact that Keyshawn Rustin fully turned around to make a play on the ball. Jacob Holt came on the backside, kind of tipped the ball out of the air as well. But when you have a smaller defender being outclassing a 6'7" receiver in Benjamin Mao, kind of the referee there and the official kind of making up for the fact of, I think in my mind it was a defensive penalty, but very ticky-tack on the call from the side judge.
So it'll make it 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Joseph wants to pass right over the middle, has a man in the end zone. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. That'll be a touchdown, Waldorf. And the touchdown goes to Samuel Huntley from Hilton Joseph from 11 yards out. And that will cut into the lead. Now 15-9 with 46 seconds to go. And if we thought this was going to be a defensive battle, guys, I'm thinking the over and under could be maybe 90. Gifford on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So 46 seconds to go, first quarter of play. We got a good one going, a lot of offense. Dakota State 15, Waldorf 10. We'll be returning in 30 seconds. This is Dakota State football on Jammin' Country.
Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in seed technology, as well as plant protection and nutrition. Wilbur Ellis, located in Chester, South Dakota, providing Asgrow and DeKalb brands, various field applications, and local plot data, can provide you with expert advice for your acres. Grow smart and reduce loss. Let Wilbur Ellis address your challenges. Contact your Wilbur Ellis representative at 489-2171. At Wilbur Ellis, they never stop looking ahead.
Welcome back to Trojan Field along with Rob Malik, our game producer, the Hall of Famer, Coach Carlos Cornet, and our color sideline analyst, Paul Vold. I'm Kevin Culhane, voice of the Trojans. Hey, guys, we got a good one going on here. If you like offense, we're seeing it this afternoon.
This is going to be a fun one, Kevin. I don't see any defense stopping each other. The good thing is the offenses are moving quickly, so it does get the defense off the field.
Galloway at his 5 to the 10, 15, 20, has a seam, 25, and then he slips and falls and brought down at the last moment on the special teams by the Warriors, Lawrence Hickson. And, Paul, you thought for a moment maybe Mitchell might have had a little bit of an opening as the seas parted, but Hickson was there to close him off.
He did have an opening for sure. If he would have cut it back towards the middle of the field into the right side, there was nothing but green natural grass right in front of him.
Yep.
So the Trojans have it in this high-scoring first quarter, already 25 points on the board. Dakota State leading 15-10. In at the running back position is Cody Voss. Voss with the carry, and did he cough up the football? It's loose. The scrum is there. Paul, did he cough it up? That's the big question.
Yes, Cody Voss did as he comes off the field, but luckily enough, one of his teammates bails him out by recovering the football. Great job by the defensive line of the Waldorf Warriors, kind of hack away at the football there.
So it's actually, it was Voss, or Cade Olson, the tight end, Caleb, with the recovery of the fumble. Deverick's handoff ahead to Brody Fredrickson. Brody slides off and slithers his way over the 30 out and up to the 33-yard line. And that will be the end of the first quarter of play. So on Senior Day, the Dakota State Trojans on top of the Waldorf Warriors in the NSAA conference game. It's Dakota State 15, Waldorf 10. You're listening to Trojan Football on the home of Dakota State Athletics, Jammin' Country 103.1.
Heartland Consumers Power District would like to wish the Dakota State Trojans good luck this season. This is Casey Crabtree, Heartland's Director of Economic Development. I'm excited to work with businesses here in Madison to help them grow and thrive. If you're looking to expand your business or in need of low-interest financing, give me a call at 256-6536. Heartland is proud to deliver reliable energy and services to the city of Madison. We believe in the power of forward thinking and want to be your trusted community partner and leader in our industry. Good luck, Trojans.
Great Western Bank is your local hometown bank and the nation's 8th largest ag lender. We offer sophisticated services from investments to cash management and the financial power for specialized lending without limits. Our focus on relationships means we get to know our customers and businesses. Great Western Bank provides our customers with the right financial tools and products for success, so you can be greater with Great Western Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here's the 3rd and 6 play out of the pistol. Torrin Devericks. The Warriors bring in pressure, and he goes down. So the Warriors get the first sack of the afternoon, and it appeared to be Kerry Curran, defensive lineman, with the sack. So Caleb Nielsen on to punt the football away, standing at his own 16-yard line. Good snap. Here's the punt, and it is a banger. It hits at the 11, takes the Trojan bounce inside the 10 to the 5, and it stays in bounds inside the 3-yard line. My, oh my. 20. That is a, what?
70-some.
Down inside at the 3-yard line. That'd be a 67-yard punt.
Oh, my.
77-yard punt, excuse me. A 77-yard punt by Caleb Nielsen, now his longest of the season. Prior to that, it was 63. But now we understand why Caleb is the 18th ranked punter in the NAIA. Here's a handoff straight ahead. Hilton Joseph calling his own number, Paul, down on your end of the field, just trying to get a little bit of running room out there.
Yeah, with Hilton Joseph just trying to get a little bit more breather room on that play. It looks like Dakota State's defense really trying to bring the pressure on this series, especially after the huge punt from Caleb Nielsen.
I mean, that was a rocket off the leg of Nielsen. Caleb, what a phenomenal punt, his longest of the season. Joseph, backward lateral. They want the
Double
home run
pass.
ball, and it's going to be over the head. They had a man wide open as we got bit, Ryan Martinez. And on that far side, Makai Davis bit on that little flare pass out into the right flats.
Excellent call. We bid on the dive and just overthrown. It was an excellent call.
So to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Warriors at the 6-yard line. Trips to the far side. Don Jones split wide left near the left hash. Here's Joseph running in the end zone, being chased, fires in the flats, got a man at the 19-yard line, sliding down with the catch. Ryan Harrison, and that will be enough for a GSN Insurance 1st down to move the chains out to the 19-yard line. So the Warriors, Coach Cornet, pick up an all-important 3rd down right there on the legs and the arms of Hilton Joseph, their talented quarterback.
Very talented. He's got the legs. He can read well. Again, right there's a give, a good read, and they're picking up some huge running game yards on this one.
And that's Bo Evans, and he'll go all the way from his 19, and he'll step out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Check that. Oh, that's coming back, folks. There may have been, Paul Vold, a reason why Bo Evans went through a semi-sized hole.
It was the receiver,
side.
guys. It was the receiver, Don Jones, that provided an extra block, got inside on the defender, Michael Cleveland, block in the back, hence why the ball and the running came back as well.
Good.
So wipe out a 37-yard pickup by Bo Evans, the freshman running back for Waldorf. That brings the ball back inside the 25 at the 24, where it's 1st down and 5. Handoff. Nope, draw inside.
Good defense.
Slant. Joseph looking for Jones, the wide receiver transfer out of the University of Minnesota, who somehow, Paul Vold, ends up in Waldorf, Iowa. Forest City, Iowa, but at Waldorf University out of the University of Minnesota.
Yeah, and even the fact last week as well for Mayville State, their top receiver, Trent Moman, was a wide receiver transfer from Texas A&M. Couldn't quite make it in the SEC, apparently.
Wow. So they'll bring a man in, and it'll be a jet sweep handoff to Samuel Huntley, who they brought in motion from left to right. A lot of running room, Coach Cornet, for a gain of 1 on the play. Brings up 3rd down, and we'll call it 3 at the 27.
You know, our defense seems to be getting blocked, getting opened up, but our linebackers are pursuing well. And so that right now is a difference of that play.
Big play right here on 3rd down. Joseph claps his hands, keeps the ball, jumps out of Marcus Van Bosch's tackle for loss. Marcus had him, but he just jumped over his arms, and it'll be Hilton Joseph got the edge on the far sideline, got enough for the 1st down, and it'll move the chains out to the 31-yard line with 11:20 to go, 2nd quarter, and the Trojans leading 15-10.
Another good read by the quarterback. He's just a very good quarterback. He runs the ball well, passes well. reads the option.
Out of a GSN Insurance first down, Joseph back to pass. Being chased, now just throws it, and intended for Benjamin Mao, the 6'7" wide receiver out of Germany. And with the pressure being applied by John Trout, that forced Joseph to throw behind the wide receiver, incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
You know, Joseph had a heck of a week last week. He passed for 335 yards, 4 TDs, and rushed 15 times for 142 yards.
Joseph back to pass, being chased, rolling to his right, fires out on the seam, and it bounces out of the hands of Ryan Martinez at the 39-yard line. And Marcus Vandenbosch, number 7, had his head turned. Otherwise, Marcus might have had his 3rd pick of the season, because it bounced off the hands of Ryan Martinez up into the air, and Marcus, just prior to the ball popping out of his hands, turned his head toward the sidelines. Now, 3rd and 10, big play defensively for the yellow shirts. 3 receivers to the near side. Here's the snap, back to pass. Trojans bring pressure, and Joseph, with his life in his hands, fires the pass, again intended for Don Jones, behind him and on the ground. And Paul, they brought the kitchen sink.
Absolutely. You got to give half a tackle as well on the pass breakup to the natural surface here at Trojan Field. Those the last 3 plays. In fact, this entire series for Waldorf, at least 4 plays where either a receiver or a running back slipped out on the ground as well. It's getting a little bit slick out here as well. A few light raindrops here this afternoon.
Dane Wimple is on, the freshman punter, standing at his 17. A high, short, lazy punt. Hits at the Dakota State 44-yard line. Takes a Waldorf bounce inside the 35, and it'll be whistled dead at the 32-yard line. That's where Dakota State, with 10:31 to go before halftime, leads Waldorf by the score of 15-10. We can tell you that Brody Frederickson, coming into the ball game today, needed 1 yard to tie Jim Jansen and 2 to break the single-season school record. Brody, 4 carries, 17 yards. He has the school record, and the former record holder is in the stands here this afternoon, Mr. Jansen himself. Here's a slant-in pattern from Devricks to Galloway, and the senior wideout going down on one knee on that inside slant. Gobbles up the pass from Devricks, and Mitchell moves the chains for another GSN Insurance first down. No job too big or too small. They like them all at GN Insurance. Devricks back to pass, sets up the screen, and gets it into the hands of Brenner Furlong. But Brenner will lose 2 on the play. So to bring up 2nd down and 12 at the 41-yard line. Clock running, 9:43 and counting. Furlong spelling Brody Frederickson. 3 wide receivers to the left. Single receiver to the near side.
Pressure.
Warriors bring in pressure, and Devricks goes down, and he's sacked inside the 35 and the 34-yard line. Barreling in there like a runaway freight train was the defensive lineman, Stephon Lee. 6 foot, Paul, they say 280 pounds. Generous.
Very generous indeed as well. I think on the play as well for Brenner Furlong, might have missed a block protection as well, decided to go up the middle. I think Torrin Devricks needed him to go to the left. That's where the pressure came from.
3rd and 18, back to pass. Devricks, he wants a home run ball down the middle of the field, and we got bumping and shoving and nothing as the pass intended for David Bond falls incomplete inside the Waldorf 20 at the 17-yard line. Will bring up a punting situation for number 37, the freshman phenom, Caleb Nielsen out of Waverly, Nebraska, who on his last punt connected for a 77-yard punt. He'll be kicking from his own 20. Don Jones standing back at his 15. And another beauty of a punt. All the way back to the 15-yard line goes Jones. He'll cut inside at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 up the sidelines to the 35. A return of 20 on the play. A 56-yard punt that time by Nielsen. And a 20-yard return, but do we have a flag on the play? Yes, we do. Paul, we got some laundry right in front of you. It's got to be a block in the back, I would think.
Yeah, it was a block in the back on one of the up men coming back. I think it was Jared Chavez that drew the flag, trying to get on to the return man Jones. And the fact, another beautiful punt from Caleb Nielsen. You know, we've made the comment throughout the year of, especially in key situations where the punter needs to break out the pitching wedge. Well, the first punt from Caleb Nielsen, he dug deep in the bag, and I think he broke out the 1 wood for that just
yes.
bomb of a punt inside the 10.
Yeah, he nailed all of that one. So with that blocking in the back penalty, it'll move the ball half the distance to the goal, and that will be at the 6-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Waldorf at their own 6. Joseph out of the pistol, hands off Evans, and he's dropped immediately as he crosses the original line of scrimmage in on the stop defensively for the Carson Lindbad up from the right linebacker spot. So no gain in the play, 2nd down and 10. They'll bring twin receivers to the near side. Don Jones wide right. Out of the pistol with Bo Evans draped to his left. Now the tight end in motion from right to left. Joseph back to pass, fires out into the flats. He's got the tight end wide open, hit him at the 14, and slides out of bounds at the Dakota State 21-yard line. That will move the chains. That will be another GSN Insurance first down for Waldorf. 7:35 to go, 15-10, Dakota State. 1st and 10 at the 22. Joseph claps, gets the handoff, quick hitter right over the middle, finds the tight end in that seam. He just sat down, Coach Cornet, across the 25 to the 28-yard line. A gain of 6, we'll call it 2nd down, and 4.
They're very, very effective with this pass offense. They have the ability to go long, and they can be very conservative and just hit the spots, hit the holes for short gains.
6 for 72 yards is Hilton Joseph. Play action, back to pass. Throws over the middle,
like
has
that.
Jones, the wide out, and he's got it at the Waldorf 39-yard line. A gain of 12 and another GSN Insurance first down.
They're patient. They're very patient, and they're very effective at what they do.
They're not huddling. They get the play signaled in from the Waldorf sidelines. Last time these two teams met a month ago, Joseph 24 of 31, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 10 carries, 79 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. So he accumulated for all 6 touchdowns.
Pressure's on.
Joseph, pressure's on, finds his tight end wide open across the middle at the 41, 45, 50, and it'll take 2 Trojans, that's Van and Bosch and Cleveland, converge on Cale Crowder, 5'11", 250-pound senior tight end.
And that's, again, that tight end that runs an under pattern. They'll flood the field to the right, and they'll throw under with that tight end coming under.
Crowder a week ago, Coach, did not catch a pass against Presentation College. Here we'll get his stats in just a moment. 1st and 10, Joseph hands off Evans, starts right, cuts to his left, has a little bit of room as he gets around the left seam, left corner, and coming up and brought down on the spot by Keyshawn Rust on the tackle. Keyshawn on the season, his 6th tackle this year. So it's a gain of, we'll call it 3, 2nd down and 7 at the Dakota State 44-yard line. Again, Joseph out of the pistol. Back to pass, looking to his left, goes deep down the sidelines. Jones goes up, and he'll out-battle Rust for the football inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone at the 16-yard line. A gain of 28 on the, or 18 on the play, or 28, excuse me, on the play, 1st and 10 at GSN Insurance. 1st down inside the LCI Case IH red zone. Evans right up the middle, nice hole, still on his feet, still pushing in near the goal line. And Bo Evans refusing to go down, great yards after contact. Gets it at the 3, a gain of 13, 14 yards on the run by the freshman running back. 5'9", 190 pounds, low center of gravity.
They're mixing it up so well, Kevin. They'll run, they'll pass, they'll fake that dive, they'll make a quick pass. They kind of have us off kilter right now on defense.
Back to pass, quick slant, Jones, end zone, touchdown, Waldorf. And the Warriors regain the lead with 3:37 to go on a 2-yard touchdown pass from Hilton Joseph to Don Jones. Now awaiting the extra point kick by Slater Gifford. So the 2-yard touchdown pass. Joseph to Jones. The extra point on its way, and it is up, and it is good. 3:37 to go before the break, and it's now Waldorf 17, Dakota State 15. We'll return to Trojan Field in 30 seconds. This is Dakota State football on Jammin' Country 103.1.
Montgomery's is currently looking for a store manager for their Madison location. If you have a love for fashion and design, this is the opportunity you've been looking for. As a Montgomery store manager, you'll be responsible for all day-to-day operations of the Madison store. They strive to have a great team environment, are a fifth-generation family-owned company with a reputation for putting employees first and taking care of their customers. Montgomery's offers a competitive salary and benefits package, including full medical insurance, 401k match, vision, dental, life insurance, and a $1,000 hiring bonus. Apply online at montgomerys.com. Just click on careers.
Along with Rob Malik, our studio producer for the coach and the Hall of Famer, Carlos Cornet, Paul Vold, I'm Kevin Colhane, voice of the Trojans. Well, that was an efficient offensive series, Paul, put on by Waldorf.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think for Waldorf, they found the right matchup that they wanted with Don Jones being covered by Keyshawn Rust, and they exploited that very efficiently in that scoring drive.
Yes. David Bond at the 12, up the far sidelines to the 20, 25, and then out of bounds. And they'll see where they spot the football. The 29-yard line. 17-yard return by David Bond, or Mr. Bond, as he likes to be called, guys, right? Paul, how did you say that last week?
Well, with those big catches in the fourth quarter, I just went out and just said, caught by Bond, David Bond. But, guys, we haven't even harpened on the fact that the backup quarterback position, a little bit different this week. Jared Richardson out with an AC sprain in shoulder, which is I don't know if it's going to keep him out for the rest of the season, but Jared Richardson in street clothes today, so that forces the hand of Coach Anderson to quite possibly have a backup situation of the redshirt freshman Josh Giles, who's been in uniform the last 3 weeks, but he is probably the number one backup today for Torrin Devricks.
So Giles potentially could get something. Here's a quick hitter on the far sidelines. Devricks to Bond,
Nice.
35, and he'll skip out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 5.
2nd down and 5 from the 35.
So they'll set 2 receivers to the near side. Mason Layton slotted at the right hash. Looks to the sidelines. They'll rechange the play. Bond split wide left. Devricks backs up, throws, has time, fires to Mason Layton at the 44.
There we go.
45, 50, into Waldorf territory at the 47-yard line.
He has vision, and that's not something you can teach. He made the move going forward, juked, went back, gave up 2 or 3 yards, but went around and picked up another 7, 8 yards on that catch.
17-yard pass completion from Devricks to Mason Layton. Mason is zeroing in on that school record. Here comes pressure. Devricks back to pass, steps in the pocket. He's got running room. Jukes one defender and gets to the 45 of Waldorf, down to the 43-yard line. And now we've got a flag on the far side. We'll see. Possibly Paul holding in the secondary.
Quite possibly that's where the flag was thrown, on the far side of the field, and didn't quite see the defender who got up on the receiver for Dakota State, but I would imagine in the area of a hold past that 5 yards of contact.
So the receiver, Coach Cornet, in that vicinity was none other than Mason Layton. So pass interference indeed against Waldorf. So that will move the ball to the Waldorf 37-yard line, where it'll be enough for a GSN Insurance first down. But more importantly, guys, Mason Layton now 5 catches, 115 yards. He is 13 yards away from breaking the school single season receiving mark. Devricks, quarterback draw, nice run at the 35, and he had his legs cut out from underneath him at the 37. Nice tackle.
Another 5 yards there, Kelly.
Defensively by Connor Curran, one of the outside linebackers for Waldorf. So a heads-up run, a gain of 6 in the play. 2nd down and 4, 1:19 and counting before halftime. Plenty of opportunities for the offense. Bond and Layton, wide left. Slot right, Trevor Lissman. Here's Devricks back to pass, and he doesn't see it. He's flattened. He drops the ball, picked up by a Waldorf defender. It's a foot race at the 20, 5, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Waldorf on the fumble, on the blitz, on the blind side by Torin Devricks. And the Waldorf defense, led by Deshaun Quinn, who picked up that football and went 61 yards for the score. And Paul Vold before halftime, that is a huge momentum swing right there. So 53 seconds to go. Devricks, who had the offense clicking, had that blitz on the blind side, tackled by James Jackson for the loss. He fumbles the football, and the Warriors pick it up. And Deshaun Quinn goes the rest of the way for the touchdown of 68 yards. The extra point is up, and it is good. So, with 53 seconds to go before halftime, it's Waldorf 25 and the Trojans 15. We'll return to Trojan Field in 30 seconds here on Jammin' Country.
You know what makes the weekdays better than the weekends? I don't know. Nothing. Football. Mondays, and Thursday.
You know, I will give you that.
Monday starts the week off right. And Thursday, that's when the cool kids come out.
Join us for Monday and Thursday night football. Food specials, drink specials, everything you need to enjoy the game at Hot Shots Bar, where true sports fans gather under new ownership and management in Madison.
Well, that is not what you wanted to be able to see, Paul Vold, here at halftime, or within 53 seconds of the intermission break.
Especially with the way that the offense for Dakota State was moving the football, getting a little bit more involved in the run game was Torin Devericks on that series. But just one play, maybe somebody missed an assignment or not, but the linebacker, Deshaun Quinn, with a huge play of the first half.
David Bond at the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and out near the 35-yard line goes the senior out of New Ritchie, Florida, David Bond, on that kickoff return. And that's where, with 46 seconds to go, Torin Devericks and company will see if we can try and get something on the board here. Waldorf trailed at one point 15-3, but they've rattled off 21 consecutive points to lead now 24-15 with 46 seconds to go. Twin receivers on either side, empty backfield for Torin Devericks. Barks out the play, changes it at the line. He'll jump back into the pistol. Looks over the Warrior defense. They show pressure. Here they come. They bring it. Steps into the pocket. Has some running room. Gets a block on the outside by Bond. And then will run out of bounds on the far sidelines at the 43-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 41 seconds to go. And Torin Devericks will pick up 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 4 at their own 43-yard line. So same formation, twin receivers left and right. Empty backfield. Galloway and Layton to the near side. Listman and Bond split wide left. And now changing the play once again. They're going to have to hurry. Play clock running down. They just snap it. Here's a pass, Bond into Waldorf territory, and David is upended at the Warrior 46-yard line. But that'll be enough for a GSN Insurance first down for the Trojans. 29 seconds and counting. 1st and 10. Same formation, twin receivers on either side. Devericks back to pass. They bring the cover over the middle. Listman has it. He took a shot. Did he hang on? And they're going to say no. He did not. Paul, it looked for a moment as though Trev made an outstanding grab before he was popped by one of the cornerbacks.
Yeah, he definitely made one heck of an effort on the play as well, especially with the underneath route. Cade Olson was in the area of the reception, but Trevor Listman going up to sacrifice the body, unfortunately couldn't bring it down as it was broken up by Waldorf.
2nd down and 10. Here's Devericks again, has time, fires, has Galloway in the seam, has him at the 35-yard line, and he'll be dropped right there. And head coach Josh Anderson will call the first of 3 timeouts left here with 9 seconds to go. And Paul, we're obviously too far away from a field goal opportunity, but you've got 9 seconds, 2 timeouts. You got to maybe work the sidelines unless you're looking at something quickly over the field, but then call that timeout.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to 2 plays at most with 9 seconds left here in the first half. You definitely want to work this sideline, but if it isn't there, just throw it away and try to shoot for the end zone on the next play if the route along the sideline or over the middle isn't there.
Coming to you live today from the Helena broadcast booth, Helena of Madison, people, products, and knowledge committed to the success of their customers. Coming up at halftime, the Wilbur Ellis halftime. Stay tuned. We've got some nice interviews coming up. Jim Jansen who held the single-season rushing record for 40 years, in attendance this afternoon. He will be visited by Paul Vold, and we'll have more in just a moment. As with 9 seconds to go, Deverick's back to pass. They bring pressure, steps up, fires deep, going for the sidelines, nearly intercepted at the 2-yard line. And falling down, otherwise you might have had a shot to reel that in, was Eric O'Neill. Pass intended for David Bond, the 6'5 wideout. So that took 6 seconds off the clock. So now with 3 seconds to go, and Cody Voss in the backfield, they'll bring Mason Layton to the near side along with Mitchell Galloway, and timeout called by Josh Anderson, the head coach of the Trojans. Let's keep things right here, as we were saying, Paul. Coming up at halftime, you'll have the opportunity to be visiting with Jim Jansen, a member of the 1978 Dakota State football team who, until this afternoon, for over 40 years, held the single-season rushing record, which was 1,370 yards, until Mr. Frederickson broke it. He'll be one of your halftime guests. Also coming up will be one of his teammates, our very own Carlos Cornet, who was his quarterback in 1978. And also, I believe, in attendance this afternoon is Kim Nelson, who was the quarterback's coach on that 78 team. Kim, of course, a very, very familiar name in the high school coaching ranks in South Dakota the last few years, down at Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and ironically, Torrin Deverick's football coach, Kim Nelson, a coach on that team. All will be guests of Paul coming up on the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. So we invite you to stay tuned for that record-setting interview by our very own record-setting announcer and analyst, Paul Vold. Here it is, final play of the half. Devericks for the home run ball being chased. Steps up, hit, fumble, ball on the ground. That will end the half, and the Trojans will fall on it, averting a disaster just before halftime. And so we've got 30 minutes in the books, and at halftime, it is Waldorf on the strength of coming back from a 15-3 deficit, scoring the final 21 points. And at the intermission break, the Warriors, who have lost 2 consecutive NSAA conference games to Valley City State and Presentation College, they lead our Trojans by 9 here at the intermission break, 24-15. Coming up following this 4-minute timeout, it's the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. Stay tuned. We've got a whole host of special guests visiting with Paul Vold. That's coming up in just a few minutes here on the Wilbur Ellis Dakota State Trojan Football halftime show. You're listening to Dakota State Football on the flagship station for Dakota State Athletics, Jammin' Country 103.1. Back in 4 minutes.
Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in seed technology, as well as plant protection and nutrition. Wilbur Ellis, located in Chester, South Dakota, providing As Grow and DeKalb brands, various field applications, and local plot data, can provide you with expert advice for your acres. Grow smart and reduce loss. Let Wilbur Ellis address your challenges. Contact your Wilbur Ellis representative at 489-2171. At Wilbur Ellis, they never stop looking ahead.
Cam Schaefer here from Sporty's Bar and Grill in Madison, South Dakota. Get ready to be spooked at Sporty's Bar and Grill in downtown Madison with Nightmare on Egan Street on Friday, October 26th. We will have spooky food and drink specials all day with Sporty Spooky Juice on Friday night. Come back on Saturday, October 27th to the new LC43 bar for Booze and Booze Party with drink specials all night in a costume contest. Judging will start at 11 p.m. with prizes handed out to best female, male, and group costumes. Sporty's Bar and LC43 Bar. They have your weekend of fun planned.
Every trailblazer has a story. Long days, late nights, and an unstoppable drive to do what you love. At Midco, we salute innovators like you, because we too are working hard to break new ground with advanced business technology, managed services, and targeted advertising that work as hard as you do. Whether you're a company of 1 or 1,000, Midco Business can work for you. Ready to Midco? Let's go.
Enjoy fall and sports season with 2nd Street Diner. Take a break traveling to and from sporting events to warm up from the fall air with a warm bowl of chili or homemade soups from 2nd Street Diner. Also offering brunch every Sunday and breakfast served all day, every day. Or how about a burger for breakfast or breakfast for lunch? 2nd Street Diner will make what you want when you want it. Good luck to DSU, Madison, and all area schools this football season from 2nd Street Diner.
The food and fun is second to none. 2nd Street Diner.
Schwader Tax Service reminds you that now is a great time to think ahead to year-end tax planning. Tax laws are changing all the time, and at Schwader Tax Service, keeping you informed of how those changes affect you is a top priority. Check them out online at Facebook for the latest changes. The Schwader Tax Service office in Madison is open to fall schedule by appointment. Call 427-3133 to schedule, or email schwadertax@alliancecom.net.
Hi, this is Chris with Rosebud Manufacturing. We are a kitchen and bath cabinet manufacturer here in Madison. With additional showrooms in T and Dickinson, our experienced staff and state-of-the-art facility will help find a style and design that fits your desires. Our designers use the latest software to create a personalized layout of your cabinets. Stop by at 701 Southeast 12th Street and receive your free quote. You can contact Rosebud at 256-4561 or check our website at www.rosebudmfg.com.
At Lakeco Crop Services, we are dedicated to providing only the best inputs for your farm. That's why we offer Pioneer's premium seed lineup. Along with Pioneer, we offer the full lineup of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Every customer who purchases Pioneer brand seed will earn Corteva cash to spend towards the purchase of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Stop in and ask us how Encirca Services can help with your fall fertility program needs. Always read and follow label directions.
Call Lakeco Crop for your input needs. Dave Ellens, 480-4299, or Rob Thuringer at 480-0917. Montgomery's is currently looking for a store manager for their Madison location. If you have a love for fashion and design, this is the opportunity you've been looking for. As a Montgomery store manager, you'll be responsible for all day-to-day operations of the Madison store. They strive to have a great team environment, are a fifth-generation family-owned company with a reputation for putting employees first and taking care of their customers. Montgomery's offers a competitive salary and benefits package, including full medical insurance, 401k match, vision, dental, life insurance, and a $1,000 hiring bonus. Apply online at montgomerys.com. Just click on careers.
Welcome back to Trojan Field. It is halftime in this North Star Athletic Association Conference football game where Waldorf, trailing 15-3, has rattled off 21 consecutive points, and they lead our Trojans at the intermission by the score of 24-15. Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and seed technology. Contact your local Wilbur Ellis specialist today to find out how to maximize your return on investment. That's Wilbur Ellis in Chester, South Dakota. Well, we've got a bunch of special guests down on the field standing by with Paul Vold here this afternoon. And Paul, we'll send it down to you. We've got Jim Jansen, Kim Nelson, and Carlos Cornet all standing by. The record holder, the coach, and a player. Let's go downstairs to Paul Vold with our special guests here at halftime.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Joined down on the field with Jim Jansen and Kim Nelson, along with our own coach, Carlos Cornet. Now, I want to speak with Jim here first. Now, I know you just at halftime, we're talking a little bit before, just congratulating Brody Fredrickson, who broke your 40-year rushing record overall. What were some of the things that you had to say to Brody?
Well, I just congratulated him and told him he's got another year. He can really, get up to 2,000 yards next year maybe.
And also, looking back at the 1978 season, he had 1,281 yards on the season. Now, I just want to ask you a little bit. You see any similarity in your running styles with yourself and maybe Brody a little bit compared to your playing days?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, he's a lot quicker than I used to be. But I had better blockers maybe. I don't remember for sure. The offensive line.
And I'm sure as well with your quarterback as well, Carlos Cornet, I'm sure he provided a lot of good reps for you out on the field.
You betcha. Yes, he did.
And also just want to ask you really quick, as you saw Brody Frederickson come onto the field, potentially going to break your record within a couple of plays. When you saw the moment happen, what were your thoughts of Brody's record-breaking run?
I was very happy for the young man. That was good to see. It's time to give it up. 40 years is long enough to have a record.
Well, we appreciate your time, Jim, and it was a pleasure to talk with you, and I hope you can enjoy the rest of the second half.
Thank you.
I also want to join with our own coach, Carlos Cornet, of course, a member of the 1978 team that was part of Jim Jansen's record-breaking season, but also a member of the 77 season as well that won undefeated. You look at the play of Brody Frederickson and also of your old running back, Jim Jansen. Are there any similarities or anything that you see that is a lot of parity to these Trojan running backs?
Paul, the game has changed so much. It was back in the 70s, it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and today it's more finesse. Brody is unbelievable at finding holes. The blocking schemes have changed, and Brody is probably one of the quicker backs that I've been able to watch here in the most frequent years. But Brody is without a doubt an honorable person to hold the record now.
And also, too, as we get ready for the second half, I'm sure there are quite a few things that you noticed from that first half. Even without Brody, the offense was still able to get off to a really good start for the Trojans today.
Well, the start was great, Paul. I was really impressed with our start. But as the game progressed, Waldorf warmed up. They run the ball well, and they pass the ball well. I was surprised in their running game compared to their stats to the pregame. That quarterback is a stud, and we need to stiffen up on defense.
I'm sure we'll get a lot more comments out of you, but thanks for coming down to talk with me this afternoon.
Well, you're welcome.
And finally, I want to bring in as well Kim Nelson, a member of the 78 team that was a quarterback's coach, but also a member of the 77 team. But I also want to talk a little bit about your head coaching at Sioux Falls Roosevelt. One of your former players, Torrin Devericks, here at Dakota State, after sitting out the last year coming into this season, was slated as the backup quarterback, but he's also taken over this offense. Have you been able to keep eyes on Torrin throughout the season?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to see him play 2 or 3 times, and he's a great kid and a great quarterback, and he doesn't look like your stereotypical quarterback, being 5'10", I think he's 5'10" with his cleats on, but he broke all of our passing records at Roosevelt, and he's just a really intelligent guy, and he makes the right read, he throws the ball to the right guy, and he's very accurate. And I'm really happy that he's gotten a chance to play this early in his career, and I think he's doing really well. I think he's really happy here and enjoys what he's doing. I get a kick out of watching him continue to play.
Absolutely, and we'll also want to get a little bit of analysis. Back in the day, Coach Carlos Cornet here as a quarterback, what were some of the big things that kind of made him a player, and maybe some things as well that you just kind of wish that he would stop doing out on the field?
So I have to think of something good to say about Carlos? Is that?
I think that's what we're trying to go at, but you can knock him all you want.
That's the reason he invited me to the game, was to try to. Carlos came in from Hot Springs and was really a kind of a highly touted freshman and threw the ball really well. Unfortunately, we ran the ball all the time in those days, so he never got a chance to show off what he could do. But I think I was a senior when he came in, so we only played together for a year. But Carlos has always been a good friend and a lot of fun, and just a great supporter of Dakota State. I know he enjoyed his time here and on the football team too. And so it's fun to have those things in common, and to come back here for a game and get to see guys that I used to hang with. And Jim Jensen looks like he can probably still play.
We appreciate your time for coming out on the field. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you very much.
Of course, that is Kim Nelson along with Jim Jansen. Carlos Cornet joining us out on the field as we go inside Dakota State University. As we get ready here, we'll send it back up to Kevin upstairs.
Paul, just one quick question for Coach Nelson. He is closing in on his own record, the most wins in high school football in the state of South Dakota. Love to get his thoughts on that, because he's going to be breaking another Dakota State alum's record, Steve Keeter, who was formerly his arch rival at O'Gorman.
Coach, actually, we just want to bring you in for one more question. Kevin upstairs has a question for you. You're closing in on another record of your own. All-time wins in the state of South Dakota. Looking up at Steve Keeter, couple wins away. Just want to get your thoughts about closing in on that record for another Dakota State alum.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. I can't even tie him this year because the numbers aren't quite accurate. Steve has 289 wins from what I'm told, and so I can't break his record this year. Hopefully I'll be able to coach another year or two and maybe get there. But, you know, when you have a record like that, it's more about the people that you coach with and the players that you have. And I've been really lucky to be in some great schools in South Dakota, and I went to Edina for a few years and had a great program there, a great bunch of coaches and players. And I just have to look back and count my blessings. You don't really keep track of that closely, and when you do it for 40 years now, if somebody asks you, how many wins you got? I don't know. I have to take a look at that. And so it's kind of nice to be included in that. And hopefully I'll coach for a few more years and have some success at Roosevelt. I really enjoy working there. And so it's just one of those things where, if you get enough breaks and you get to the right schools, you win some games and they add up. If you stay alive long enough to coach for 40 years, maybe you can be in that category. I don't know. But it's pretty cool to be included with Steve Keeter. He and I were teammates in college and played here at Dakota State. And so if I get there, I get there. If not, I'll keep trying to do something right, and maybe it'll happen someday.
Coach, again, we appreciate your time. Best of luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
Kevin, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. Great job, as usual, talking to our halftime guests. Former record holder Jim Jansen off the 1978 team. And then you just heard him visiting with Kim Nelson, who was a member of the undefeated 1977 squad and the quarterback's coach in 1978 with Carlos Cornet as one of his players. And then Coach Nelson coming and moving in on the all-time wins in South Dakota high school football coaching history. Great job, and we appreciate those gentlemen visiting with us here at halftime. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll run down some other information here at halftime and during the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. And then, Paul, before we get set to start the second half, he'll visit with head coach Josh Anderson as well. This is Dakota State football on Jammin' Country 103.1.
Montgomery's is currently looking for a store manager for their Madison location. If you have a love for fashion and design, this is the opportunity you've been looking for. As a Montgomery store manager, you'll be responsible for all day-to-day operations of the Madison store. They strive to have a great team environment, are a fifth-generation family-owned company with a reputation for putting employees first and taking care of their customers. Montgomery's offers a competitive salary and benefits package, including full medical insurance, 401k match, vision, dental, life insurance, and a $1,000 hiring bonus. Apply online at montgomerys.com. Just click on careers.
After serving the Madison area for 72 years, Stan's Apparel is closing its doors. To mark this momentous occasion, Stan's will host 4 great days to save. Starting Thursday, October 25th at 9 a.m., the sale will be open to the public. Men's suits from $149, sport coats from $99, and women's sportswear from $39. Entire men's and women's inventory up to 60% off. Choose from the Stan's vast array of sportswear, including Under Armour, Cool, Chaps, Tribal, Karen Hart, Silver Jeans, Jag Multiples, and many more. Everything will be sold. Don't miss 4 days to save at Stan's Apparel, starting Thursday, October 25th, 9 a.m. Open Thursday and Friday till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 4, downtown Madison.
Welcome back to the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. Kevin Colhane, Carlos Cornet, Paul Vold. Again, a very big thank you to our special guests, Kim Nelson, Jim Jansen, and our very own Coach Cornet, joining us here at halftime talking about that record-setting single-season record mark that was broken in the second quarter. Jim Jansen holding it for 40 years, 1,370 yards, Coach. And again, you were part of that. That was a remarkable era for Dakota State football in that 74, 78, 79 year. There were some tremendous teams, tremendous victories, and some tremendous players. And one of maybe the all-time greats Unfortunately, a good friend of both you and I, the late Mike Friedel, was a truly not only a tremendous football player, coach, but an outstanding human being and gentleman.
Mike Friedel was one of the best players that I've ever played with. He was very encouraging to the freshmen coming in, you know. He's a senior, I'm a freshman. I'm not saying that, what I'm saying is he pushed us all. He wasn't mean, he wasn't arrogant or anything. But by example, he pushed us, and he was relentless. He would not let us lose. And that's the one thing that I remember about Mike Friedel. He hated to lose, and he would not quit. He was a bulldog for sure.
Well, he was an outstanding individual. I was blessed to have known Mike for many, many years when he was at Augustana and at USD in the coaching profession, and they just don't make him any better. And I know that he's looking down on us here this afternoon because God didn't make many people any better than Mike Friedel. We're going to take a quick break. Or Paul, are you down there? And do we have Coach Anderson coming your way? I guess if so, we'll get. Yep, there I can see it. We'll get a quick comment with you and Coach Anderson, get his thoughts about the second half adjustments after the Trojans led 15-3, and then Waldorf came back with 21 straight points to lead at the break, 24-15. Let's go downstairs to you and Coach Anderson.
Sitting down on the sideline now, Coach. In the first half, your team was up 15-3, then 21 straight points for Waldorf University. You know, looking back at that first half, some of your thoughts.
Well, we got to do a better job of recognizing the defense they're in. You know, we talked about it on the sideline, and then we went out there and just didn't do anything. We didn't pick up the blitz. We knew that was going to be their answer, was to come after us, so it's not like we were just shocked by it. But, you know, quarterback-wise, he's got to be smarter than them. That's what we talked about at halftime. Like, you know what, you got to see your hots, you got to get into different plays, and you got to get rid of it. And he just didn't get that done. Before that happened, Torn was doing a great job, you know, helping our offensive line out and getting rid of the ball quick, but he's just got to be able to recognize that and see that, and that's the stuff that comes with experience. So we got plenty of time in this second half for him to get that figured out and get it done, but if he doesn't, we're going to be in trouble. And defensively, man, we got to win on third down. We're getting our tails kicked in on third down. Got to get off the field. That quarterback's too good to give him extra chances.
Coach, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you in the postgame.
Thank you.
Kevin, Carlos, back up to you.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll get set for the second half of play here during the Wilbur Ellis halftime show.
You know what makes the weekdays better than the weekends?
I don't know. Nothing.
Football. Mondays and Thursdays.
You know, I will give you that.
Monday starts the week off right. And Thursday, that's when the cool kids come out.
Join us for Monday and Thursday night football, food specials, drink specials, everything you need to enjoy the game at Hot Shots Bar, where true sports fans gather under new ownership and management in Madison.
Welcome back to Trojan Field here as we get set for the third quarter of play and the second half kickoff. Coach, quick look at some stats here from that first half.
Well, you know, we started out strong, started out fast, and then we decided to maybe give in to what they do best, and that's mix up the plays. First downs, we had 11, and Waldorf had 15. Total yards, 215 Dakota State, 227 Waldorf. So stats-wise, yardage-wise, we played with them. It's just that we were able to, or they were able to capitalize there in the second quarter.
So the third quarter kick is underway, and it is Don Jones at the 10 to the 15, 20, 25. And they'll say at the 30, yeah, they're really slow getting the football mark, Coach. We're going to say they're going to put it at the 29, so about a 14-yard return, and that's where Waldorf, led by quarterback Hilton Joseph, will take over, leading 24-15. Big defensive start right here. Play action. Joseph finds his 6'7" tight end out of Germany, hits him on a quick slant to the near side, and he's ridden out of bounds at the Waldorf 41-yard line, right in front of the Dakota State bench.
6'7", 225-pound wide receiver. If you can't get the ball to him 10, 12 times a game, there's something wrong.
Twin receivers left and right. Evans, the running back, off to the right of Joseph. Play action. Nope, they're going to hand off to Evans, the freshman running back, who goes right up the gut and gets it to the 45-yard line. Gain of 3 in the play. We'll call it second down and 7, 24-15, 14:04 to go. Waldorf Warriors in control. They trailed in the first quarter 15-3, but it's been Waldorf with 21 consecutive points grabbing the lead. The big play, of course, that 68-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown on that sack. Here's the jet sweep. He's got plenty of room. Big hole, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, and he's knocked out of bounds by Ryan Dozer and Wyatt Sanford on the jet sweep. Samuel Huntley goes, let's see, 5, 15, 25, 32 yards into Dakota State territory. It'll be a GSN Insurance first down at the Trojan 23-yard line on that big run, on that jet sweep, as they brought the wide receiver in motion from right to left. Here's Joseph out of the pistol. Handoff Evans. Huge hole right up the middle, and Bo Evans is going to slide and dice his way into the end zone from 23 yards out, and he just went through that defensive secondary for the Trojans like a hot knife through butter, Coach.
They just opened up the holes. It was a very effective call. Again, these quarterbacks are reading the defense. Excellent call, excellent execution.
Paul Vold, down in your vicinity of the field, that was a hole opened up that maybe I might have been able to run through.
I think it would definitely be correct on that assumption as well, as we get a false start on the kick unit for Waldorf. But looking at that drive overall, especially on that jet sweep play for Samuel Huntley, the defense for Dakota State was not ready for that. I think I saw Marcus Vandenbosch stand right in front of Samuel Huntley. He just went right around as Vandenbosch was confused and even mesmerized by the fact that it was Huntley who had the football.
So one of the things that Josh Anderson told you, Paul, just moments ago in that halftime interview, we failed to execute. Here is the extra point, and it was a poor snap, bobbled into the hands of the holder, and Slater Gifford kicked it through the uprights, almost like a drop kick, guys, and it is up and good. And with 12:54 to go, third quarter of play, Waldorf now on top 31-15, having scored the last 28 consecutive points.
You know, there's no reason to hang our heads. In that first quarter, we showed that we can effectively run the ball, we effectively pass the ball. So we can move it. We just can't hang our heads. We need to bounce back. We need to receive this kick and move the ball, take some time off the clock. It's not an emergency. We're not in big trouble. We just need to control the football and make long drives.
Well, Paul, as you heard Coach Anderson say, we've got to tighten up the defense and have them start executing. We haven't seen that on that play. So here's David Bond. He's got a seam, has a hole to the outside at the 25, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 into Waldorf territory goes David Bond. And Mr. Bond, on a big return, sets up the Trojans for the first time offensively with a great field position, Coach Cornet.
That was an excellent run. He came and he attacked the defense. The defense thought they had him wrapped up, so they relaxed, but we didn't give up, and he just kept on digging. He went for another 25 yards.
So here we go. first possession of the second half.
There we go.
We're going to get a free play on this encroachment. They'll fire a little slot out to Bond. He's got it at the 45, 40, 35-yard line. Rambles David Bond. We're going to get a flag on the play. Encroachment defensively on the left side of the line. That will be declined. And it will be a first down for the Trojans. Josh Halligan was the guilty party for encroachment. GSN Insurance first down at the 35. Devricks fires in the flats to the near side. Galloway's got it, and he's double-teamed and ridden out of bounds by James Jackson of Waldorf, one of the left cornerbacks for the Warriors.
We had Twins receivers to the right here, and they were covering Layton very close, but we were able to open up with a 10-yard out.
Trojans moving left to right. Yeah, they'll flip the formation. Twin receivers left now.
There we go.
Right over the
tight
middle.
End.
It's the tight end, Cade Olson. And they get the tight end entered into the offensive scheme. Maybe one of the changes at halftime, but a nice pickup from the 28 inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone down to the 17-yard line of Waldorf, and it's a GSN Insurance first down for the Trojans.
He's been open most of the game. I'm glad that they found him. They looked for him, and he was open.
So Brenner Furlong at running back to the left of Torin Devricks. Torin back to pass, fires out of the flat. Bond wide open, has it at the 10, the 5, spins, turns, backs his way, touchdown Dakota State, and David Bond from Torin Devricks. And the Trojans put 6 on the board. They answer Waldorf's first possession with their score with one of our own, set up on a gigantic kickoff return by the senior David Bond.
I was looking for the defensive back on that particular play. Either he was so deep that he wasn't even close to the play, or there wasn't anybody covering him. That was an excellent read by the quarterback.
The extra point by Casey Burke is up, and it is good. So it's now Waldorf 31, Dakota State 22. Will return to Trojan Field in Madison in 30 seconds here on Jammin' Country.
After serving the Madison area for 72 years, Stan's Apparel is closing its doors. To mark this momentous occasion, Stan's will host 4 great days to save. Starting Thursday, October 25th at 9 a.m., the sale will be open to the public. Men's suits from $149, sport coats from $99, and women's sportswear from $39. The entire men's and women's inventory up to 60% off. Choose from the Stan's vast array of sportswear, including Under Armour, Cool, Chaps, Tribal, Karen Hart, Silver Jeans, Jag Multiples, and many more. Everything will be sold. Don't miss 4 days to save at Stan's Apparel, starting Thursday, October 25th, 9 a.m. Open Thursday and Friday till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 4, downtown Madison.
Well, on the hands of that 13-yard touchdown pass from Torin Devricks, number 12 on the season, to David Bond, his 3rd of the season. Extra point by Burke was good, and it's now 31-22. Bo Evans takes it at the 2, goes back into the end zone, brings it back out at the 10, 15, 20, 25, and then he steps out of bounds in front of the Dakota State bench across the 30. Out to the 31-yard line. So caught it at the 2. Paul Vold on your end of the field. The momentum took him into the end zone, brought it out wisely, and then returns it out to the 30.
Yeah, it was a nice return there from Bo Evans to bring it out from the end zone. A strong kick from Casey Burke, but luckily enough for Dakota State, they're able to hold on to the fact and not allow any further of a return as well.
So now the defense, Coach, we need to step it up here and get Mr. Joseph under control just a little bit. It'll be Joseph out of the pistol. Handoff Evans. Another huge hole. Breaks through. He's at midfield at the 40. Down the near sidelines. 35, 34, 33-yard line. And wow, 34-yard burst off left tackle, and the freshman running back, Bo Evans, has all kind of daylight here, Coach.
They did open that up in the middle, and the free safety leaned to the left, which opened it up to his left, will open it up to the right.
So a 34-yard scamper by Nelson, Coach, gives the Warriors a GSN Insurance first down at the Dakota State 32. Here's play action. Watch the home run ball over the middle, and it's going to go over the head of the intended receiver for Waldorf. He was hoping to pick up Cameron Newsom, who does double duty, plays cornerback on defense, and then will occasionally see some offensive plays. That was one of them. Pass incomplete. Paul Vold looked as though Hilton Joseph going for the home run ball.
Yeah, it was a good play on first down as well, especially after the long run from Bo Evans. And saw a little bit of pressure there from Kurt Bakey, just a half step behind from getting a tackle.
2nd and 10. Joseph over the middle, has Mao wide open, and the 6'7" wide receiver cuts to his right and then goes directly into the end zone. Touchdown, Waldorf. And just like that, they add 6 more to the scoreboard here at Trojan Field. My, oh, my.
Definitely a mix-up in the backfield. Linebacker turned, looked at the free safety. The free safety was off to the side. No one covered him, basically. It was a mix-up in the backfield.
So, Paul, he was nobody laid a hand on Big Benjamin Mao, their 6'7" wide receiver. And the extra point is up, and it is good. 9:54 to go, and we got a track meet, folks. It's going to be a high-scoring affair here at Trojan Field. It's now Waldorf 38 and Dakota State 22 will return to Trojan Field in 60 seconds. This is Dakota State football.
Heartland Consumers Power District would like to wish the Dakota State Trojans good luck this season. This is Casey Crabtree, Heartland's Director of Economic Development. I'm excited to work with businesses here in Madison to help them grow and thrive. If you're looking to expand your business or are in need of low-interest financing, give me a call at 256-6536. Heartland is proud to deliver reliable energy and services to the city of Madison. We believe in the power of forward thinking and want to be your trusted community partner and leader in our industry. Good luck, Trojans.
Diesel fuel is diesel fuel, right? Wrong. If you use standard diesel oil, you should think about switching to the F&M Co-op Oil Company and to the Cenex Premium Diesel that can make a powerful difference in your trucks and farm equipment. Cenex Roadmaster and Fieldmaster Premium Diesel is specially formulated to optimize performance. It's proven to deliver more power and up to 5% better fuel economy. Plus, it contains a special additive formulated for the demands of today's modern engines to help reduce downtime and maintenance. To learn more, talk with your certified Cenex distributor, F&M Co-op Oil, located west of Madison on Highway 34.
Well, the Warriors answered like lightning in a bottle following the Trojans' touchdown with one of their own. Didn't take long at all. About 4 plays, and they answer for a touchdown. 32-yard touchdown pass from Hilton Joseph, his 23rd touchdown pass of the year, to his 6'7" wideout from Germany, Benjamin Mao. And Mao, that is his first touchdown of the season for the Warriors. Extra point was good. That's where we stand, 38-22, 9:54 to go. Third quarter here in Madison in this NSAA conference football game. Here's Devricks right over the middle. Mason on a quick slant him at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35. And he fumbles the football. David Bond, Johnny on the spot, gobbles up the loose pigskin and saves a disaster.
That looked like a forward lateral. That appeared to be a forward lateral, but we know better. It was just a perfect timing.
So a huge pickup. It'll be a GSN Insurance first down at the Waldorf 31-yard line. Both these quarterbacks shredding each other's defense. Straight ahead, Brenner Furlong down to the 25-yard line. He just pushed the pile, putting his head down, and ran right up the gut, Coach.
We're going to have to control that offensive line. Or I should say the offensive line is going to have to control the defensive line. And that was a prime example of just power football.
He picked up 6 on the play. Furlong did. That'll bring Cody Voss in. And it's second down and 4. Bond wide left, 2 receivers wide right. Back to pass, Devricks looking, steps up, fires. Listman has it inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone. Hauls it into the 21, spins away from a tackler, and gets it down to the 17-yard line, where it'll be another GSN Insurance first down. No.
Well, we talked about controlling the offense. That's thus far a very nice drive going on. You know, nickel and dime, pick up 15, nickel and dime.
So, yep. No account too big or too small for Scott and Nancy Gusso at GSN Insurance. Devricks back to pass. Fires right over the middle. Has a man, and he's got him. That's our tight end. And Cade Olson hauls it in inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. A gain of 4. Second down and 6 for the Trojans. And inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone. Stop into your local Case IH dealer today. Lake County International, West Highway 34 in Madison. Say hi to Jeff Tom Bloom and the staff. They'll take good care of you. Here's Devricks. Wanted to pass. Goes right up the middle. Slides inside the 5. But, Paul, we've got a flag thrown right in front of you at the 3-yard line.
Looks like it's going to be against the defense of Waldorf. I think him, the defender, and also receiver Trevor Listman were working it all right around the goal line, maybe holding. I'm not quite sure pass interference, but Torrin Devricks was looking to define Trevor Listman or not, depending on the forward progress of the run by Torrin Devricks. I don't know if Coach Anderson maybe wants to wipe this play off or not.
Well, we've got Devricks, Coach Anderson, and the linesman, the field judge, and the referee holding against Waldorf. Half the distance to the goal line. It will result in an automatic first down. So it'll be a GSN Insurance first down inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone. First and goal from the 4 at the Waldorf 4-yard line. Here come the Trojans knocking on the door. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Furlong to the right of Devricks. Quarterback draw. Torrin goes right up the middle, puts his head down. He's close to the goal line. Did he break it, or he's going to be short? Looks as though he's inside the 1-yard line, where it'll bring up second down and goal. Very short, Paul. He was awfully close of getting the pigskin into pay dirt.
You know, I spoke with Torrin Devricks last week on our way back from Mayville State. Is getting a little bit more involved in the run game. And I talked with him, you running the football isn't really helping out your average all that well. Still under 100 yards minus in the rushing game, but he did end up with a rushing touchdown last week as well.
That was number 2. That last week, you're right. He's at a net negative 110, if that's the correct terminology. Devricks, timing pattern. He wants Galloway, the senior. Mitchell tried to haul it in at the far back pylon. One hand and nearly made a circus catch, Paul, right in front of you.
Again, the Trojans really targeting the defender, number 6 here for Waldorf on every time they get near down the goal line. But great effort by Mitchell Galloway, the senior, trying to get himself on the stat sheet tonight.
So it'll bring up third down and goal inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone. 3 receivers wide left, single receiver wide right. Quick little bubble screen, and it's going to be picked off. Oh, my. Oh, we wanted that one back. Oh, goodness gracious. Torin Devricks. He threw it into a sea of white. They wanted Bond at 6'5", and Devricks put it up for a jump ball, but it's going to be intercepted at the 1-yard line. And I know, being a former quarterback, you would like to have that play back, Coach.
You know, Kevin, it's hard to believe, but I've done that several times. You don't get them back. However, the next possession, you have to make them pay.
Well, now the defense really has to pin their ears back and get after Hilton Joseph, standing 3 yards deep into the end zone. Back to pass. He wants down the sidelines for Jones, and Jones took it away at the 30, 40, at midfield, crosses over at the 40, 35, 30. It's a foot race. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Oh, goodness, one play. Hilton Joseph, 99-yard touchdown pass to Don Jones, who outraced the secondary for the Trojans and goes 99 yards for the score. You got to be kidding me.
He broke 2 tackles, wide open field tackles. There was just no stopping him.
So, boy, Paul, how bad does that hurt, huh? My goodness.
Especially with Dakota State's offense, really drove the ball all the way down to the goal line, unfortunately unable to score. The extra point, or I should say that play from Hilton Joseph speaks to the fact that he could end up as the offensive MVP for the entire conference.
My goodness. A 99-yard touchdown pass. Joseph to Jones, the transfer from the University of Minnesota. And the extra point was blocked.
And then there was a flag thrown, and they seemed to be pointing at Dakota State.
So, after the fact or prior to? That'll be the question. I don't have a Waldorf record book in front of us, but I got to believe that is a school record. 99-yard touchdown pass from Hilton Joseph to Don Jones. My goodness. That hurt. And now we're trying to get things sorted out. So while we do that, we're going to take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Dakota State football on the flagship station of Trojan Athletics, Jammin' Country 103.1.
Great Western Bank is your local hometown bank and the nation's 8th largest ag lender. We offer sophisticated services from investments to cash management and the financial power for specialized lending without limits. Our focus on relationships means we get to know our customers and businesses. Great Western Bank provides our customers with the right financial tools and products for success, so you can be greater with Great Western Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Lakeco Crop Services, we are dedicated to providing only the best inputs for your farm. That's why we offer Pioneer's premium seed lineup. Along with Pioneer, we offer the full lineup of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Every customer who purchases Pioneer brand seed will earn Corteva cash to spend towards the purchase of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Stop in and ask us how Encirca Services can help with your fall fertility program needs. Always read and follow label directions.
Call Lakeco Crop for your input needs. Dave Ellens, 480-4299, or Rob Thuringer at 480-0917.
So, as we're getting things, Paul, figured out there, we know we've got a couple of different penalties to decipher.
Yeah, we've got one penalty already. That was illegal formation against Dickinson. Then after the play, after the block or whatever, I think it was unsportsmanlike, not 100% sure, against Dickinson as well. So that's going to move up the kick to even allow an even better chance for Dakota State.
Well, Coach, I'll tell you what, that takes the old winds out of the sails, doesn't it?
It can, Kevin. But I've seen these Trojans bounce back. Coach Anderson is not going to let them lay down. This is not the type of team to give up.
This is one now where we're going to find out the character of this football team and what we're going to do here, because we had them right where you want them on the 1 yard line, and then a 99-yard touchdown pass. And credit Don Jones. I mean, he was covered. He just went up and got it. Here's Bond at the 33 to the 40, 45, and falls forward out near the 49-yard line. A nice 16-yard return by the senior out of New Ritchie, Florida, playing in his final home game. One of 10 seniors being honored today here on Senior Day. So, Paul, we're downstairs getting ready to see what we can do offensively. We've got a great start here in field position.
Yeah, I think that return from David Bond getting involved in special teams especially has been a big part of the setup for the offense today. Whenever he's been having the football in his hands, he's made plays left and right to see if the offense tries to go to him on this series even more.
Cody Voss in it, running back behind Devericks. Handoff Voss. Cody trying to turn to the edge. Gets into Warrior territory at the 48-yard line. So he'll pick up 3 yards on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Well, that was another example of their quick linebackers or cornerbacks. And that's why they're leading the team in tackles back there at defensive backfield. They were able to pursue and hold them for 3 yards.
Handoff. Voss. Cody starts left, cuts back right, falls forward, couple yards down to the 46. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Trojans at the Waldorf 46-yard line. Coming to you live from the Helena broadcast booth. The Trojans trailing now 44-22. New play signaled in from the sidelines. They get it. Devericks looks at his wristband. Twin receivers left, single receiver right, and he's picked off. And it's going to go all the way into the end zone. It's going to be a pick 6 all the way for James Jackson. He read, Coach, and you could see this, again, as a former quarterback, he read the eyes of Torrin Devericks. They wanted Galloway. He stepped in front. He read the eyes, picked it off, and went unencumbered at the 42-yard line of Waldorf. He goes 58 yards into the end zone untouched with the pick 6, and that is a real oucher.
That hurts. I do have to agree. And I know the feeling. Kevin, I think we talked about this previously. I hold 2 offensive records here at Dakota State. One, most interceptions thrown in one game, which is 5, and 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns in one game. Northwestern of Iowa named me their most valuable player of that game, so it definitely hurts. However, we just need to bounce back.
And we've got stoppage and a lot of yellow laundry on the field right here. So, folks, just trying to add a little humor into that ouchie. Man, oh man, yep. James Jackson, 58 yards. And, ouch. So it's a pick 6 for Jackson. And the illegal formation called against the Warriors. They back it up. Actually, this will be a 25-yard extra point, and the kick is up, and it is good. So it's now Waldorf 51 and the Trojans 22 with 4:18 to go. We'll return to Trojan Field in Madison in 60 seconds here on Jammin' Country.
Montgomery's is currently looking for a store manager for their Madison location. If you have a love for fashion and design, this is the opportunity you've been looking for. As a Montgomery store manager, you'll be responsible for all day-to-day operations of the Madison store. They strive to have a great team environment, are a fifth-generation family-owned company with a reputation for putting employees first and taking care of their customers. Montgomery's offers a competitive salary and benefits package, including full medical insurance, 401k match, vision, dental, life insurance, and a $1,000 hiring bonus. Apply online at montgomerys.com. Just click on careers.
After serving the Madison area for 72 years, Stan's Apparel is closing its doors. To mark this momentous occasion, Stan's will host 4 great days to save. Starting Thursday, October 25th at 9 a.m., the sale will be open to the public. Men's suits from $149, sport coats from $99, and women's sportswear from $39. Entire men's and women's inventory up to 60% off. Choose from the Stan's vast array of sportswear, including Under Armour, Cool, Chaps, Tribal, Karen Hart, Silver Jeans, Jag Multiples, and many more. Everything will be sold. Don't miss 4 days to save at Stan's Apparel, starting Thursday, October 25th, 9 a.m. Open Thursday and Friday till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 4, downtown Madison.
Mitchell Galloway returns the kickoff from the 12 out to the 31-yard line, a return of 19 yards. And now we've really got our work cut out for us, Coach.
It's all up here from now, Kevin, but we're not going to hang our heads. We're not going to quit. We're going to battle all the way through here this third quarter and fourth.
So 51-22, Waldorf. Play action, pass over the middle, and it's wide open. Mason Layton, it's a track meet at the 30, at the 20, needs a block, gets it from Galloway, inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. What a play. A 68-yard Trojan field connection from Torin Devericks to Mason Layton. And that, ladies and gentlemen, gives Mason Layton his second school record, now the most yardage in a single season in receptions, breaking Austin Opdahl's record set a year ago by that very, very talented senior wideout. That now belongs to Mason Layton. So here we go, 3:56 in the third quarter. Empty backfield, twin receivers left and right. Devericks looks over the defense, claps his hands, takes his thigh pads, a couple of hits right over the middle. Ball batted up at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to go incomplete for Waldorf. You got to credit Keon Hodges, 6'2" defensive end out of Miami, Florida. So it'll be a pass incomplete. And it'll bring up second down and goal inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone. Trojans break the huddle. They'll send receivers left and right. Bond left, Layton right. Brody Frederickson in the backfield. Here's Torin, pass intended for Layton near that far right pylon. And Paul, you're just right there about 8 yards from that pylon. Just not enough room for Mason to get his feet down.
Yeah, the defensive back for Waldorf was playing right on Mason Layton, had to turn around a couple times to even make an attempt at the ball, bringing in for Dakota State's offense, bringing in 2 tight ends on the play and going with the pass play, especially with Brody Frederickson in the backfield.
So the tight end is in. That's Cade Olson. Receivers left and right. Single receiver Galloway to the near side. Look for the tight end here. Handoff. Nope. Let's look for Brody Frederickson. Brody, handoff. 2 yards, untouched, left side. Touchdown for Frederickson, the new single-season rushing record holder. And Brody tacks on 6 points on a day where he sets the school record. 3:34 to go in the third quarter, and this is a track meet, folks. We may need a calculator before it's over. 51-28 on that 2-yard touchdown run by Brody Frederickson.
I'm reaching for my calculator right now, Kevin.
I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you.
Well, guys, if we remember the first matchup against Waldorf, it was an 85-point game, 50-35. I believe both teams even totaled over 1,000 yards of total offense in that game.
So now the extra point team was on, and Coach Anderson says, nope, we're going for 2.
So they also had a penalty against Waldorf, I think an illegal substitution against the defense of Waldorf. Kind of also forcing the hand for Coach Anderson to go for 2 in this situation.
So they'll bring the offense back on, and we'll go for 2. Brody on the afternoon now. We'll check his numbers. We don't have that updated quite yet. We'll get to that in just a second. But for Brody on the season, that is touchdown number 11. 2-point conversion, pass, handoff, and it's to David Bond. So Sir David gets a 2-point completion from Torrin Devricks, and that makes the score 51-30, 3:34 to go in the third quarter of play. We'll come back to Trojan Field in Madison in this high-scoring North Star Athletic Association Conference football game in 60 seconds.
Heartland Consumers Power District would like to wish the Dakota State Trojans good luck this season. This is Casey Crabtree, Heartland's Director of Economic Development. I'm excited to work with businesses here in Madison to help them grow and thrive. If you're looking to expand your business or in need of low-interest financing, give me a call at 256-6536. Heartland is proud to deliver reliable energy and services to the city of Madison. We believe in the power of forward thinking and want to be your trusted community partner and leader in our industry. Good luck, Trojans.
Diesel fuel is diesel fuel, right? Wrong. If you use standard diesel oil, you should think about switching to the F&M Co-op Oil Company and to the Cenex Premium Diesel that can make a powerful difference in your trucks and farm equipment. Cenex Roadmaster and Fieldmaster Premium Diesel is specially formulated to optimize performance. It's proven to deliver more power and up to 5% better fuel economy. Plus, it contains a special additive formulated for the demands of today's modern engines to help reduce downtime and maintenance. To learn more, talk with your certified Cenex distributor, F&M Co-op Oil, located west of Madison on Highway 34.
Here's the kickoff, and it will go out of bounds. Did it go out? I guess the lights are on now, and I'm looking right into them. So, Paul, I couldn't really. Did it go out of bounds or into the end zone on that?
It went into the end zone, okay. Kevin. It'll be a touchback.
So with the sun beginning to set here at Trojan Field, this game started at 4 o'clock. We're 2 hours and 15 minutes old, and we still have 3:34 to go here in the third quarter. So now we're going to get a full house backfield. 2 backs on either side of Hilton Joseph. Handoff, Evans. Tries the right side, has room, gets to the edge at the 35, 40, 45. And there he's out of bounds, and we got flags flying everywhere as, let's see who's getting up. Michael Cleveland will be getting up, and maybe we'll get a unsportsmanlike penalty. Oh, we're going to get some more coming here. We got flags. Everybody's hat in the striped shirts coming off.
When they run out of flags, they start throwing hats.
So we've got a melee of hats. Check that. A litany, guys, right, Paul? A litany of hats on the field.
You know, I've often wondered as well, first goes the flag, then the hat. What if they throw another flag? What do they throw, like a shoe or something as the third flag? I don't know how the protocol works on that. Once they throw the flag and then the hat.
Well, let's see if we can get it sorted out here. I'll turn your mic up.
Those penalties offset, they were after the play. It'll be first down, Waldorf in spot. It'll be number 2, first unsportsmanlike conduct towards disqualification.
Well, Paul, you can decipher that one, I suppose.
I think it was after the play. After the play, then there was a little bit of talking on the sideline. Michael Cleveland, unfortunately, probably got lost a little bit of his temper over on the Waldorf sideline.
Offsetting penalty, so that return stays. And here's Bo Evans, gets to the edge on the far right side, turns it upfield into Trojan territory, down to the 47-yard line. So a gain of 7 on the play brings up second down and 3, 2:54 and counting. And I would think maybe a little bit, if you're Josh Luttrell with a 3-touchdown lead, you may want to keep the ball on the ground a little bit just to chew up some time on the clock.
Absolutely.
This third quarter, folks, has taken forever. But here's play action. Joseph, plenty of time, running for his life, being chased down, got by Neal, but he's not going to get away from Brandon Wallenstein, and John Trout reels him in for the sack.
Darby Neal was on the pursuit. He's the one that turned him upfield and into our tackle.
So it was number 90. My apologies to Darby. When he was running, it looked like 99.
It was a blur.
It was a blur. That's how fast, folks. Darby Neal was the flash on that play, folks. So he and Trout share the half sack apiece. Now we're going to get a timeout called by Josh Luttrell. So we'll take a 60-second timeout as well. 1:48 to go, third quarter. It's Waldorf 51, the Trojans 30. You're listening to Dakota State football on Jammin' Country.
Great Western Bank is your local hometown bank and the nation's 8th largest ag lender. We offer sophisticated services from investments to cash management and the financial power for specialized lending without limits. Our focus on relationships means we get to know our customers and businesses. Great Western Bank provides our customers with the right financial tools and products for success. So you can be greater with Great Western Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
So 1:48 to go here in the third quarter of play, 51-30 Waldorf. They're facing third down and 5 inside the Trojan 49-yard line. Joseph will work out of the pistol. Twin receivers left and right. Bo Evans, the running back, to his right. Jet sweep, and he's snuffed out by Marcus Vanden Bosch. Vanden Bosch plants the receiver, and that, ladies and gentlemen, Samuel Hunter meet Marcus Vanden Bosch. And boy, did they give him a forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage. Vanden Bosch nailed him back inside the 45 at the 44. They're going to put it at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, he made initial contact beyond, or I should say within the 45. I don't know how they gave him forward progress when he wasn't even holding the ball at that point.
So Dane Whipple's second punt of the afternoon hits at the 25, picked up there by Mitchell Galloway, and he'll run it out of bounds on the far sidelines. A gain of 3 on the return. And so with 57 seconds to go, third quarter, the Trojans will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line, guys. Couple of stats on the afternoon. Mason Layton, look at this, folks. He's just setting the shambles in the record book. 7 receptions, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he only needed 128 to set the record. So he is establishing one that's going to be held for a long time unless that young man decides.
Again, here it is.
Here's a little shot out to Layton in the right flats. Fights his way out to the 29-yard line. Gain of 4 in the play. 2nd down and 6. Clock running. 39 seconds and counting. So Mason now 210 yards of receptions on the afternoon. Torrin Devricks, 20 of 30, 368 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One of those a pick six. So the Warriors showing blitz here on second down. Here's the pass. Back to pass is Devricks. David Bond has it at the 39.
Great.
Stiff arms the defender and then goes out of bounds on the far sidelines at the 43-yard line. But that will be enough to move the chains, and another GSN Insurance of Madison first down. No account is too big or too small for GSN Insurance of Madison. And at the end of the third quarter of play, it's Waldorf 51, our Trojans 30. You're listening to Dakota State football on the flagship station for DSU Athletics, Jammin' Country 103.1.
At Mustang Seeds, we're planting your future. To us, that means continuously refining our seed technologies to present the most desirable traits. But it also means doing business the way it all started 55 years ago. Strong seed from a third-generation family business. We guess you could say it's genetics. Mustang Seeds, planting your future. To find the perfect seed solutions for your operation, contact your local dealer or visit mustangseeds.com.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Boys, this halftime score is not indicative of our talent level. We're a lot closer than I thought we'd be, and old Coach has just the thing to get us over the hump. Street tacos from Taco John's. You can get them with chicken, or new sirloin steak, or pork carnitas. That's a triple option of awesomeness. Let's go get some.
Get 3 street tacos for just $5 at Taco John's.
Hustle up, boys. If we leave now, we can be back for the fourth quarter.
Olay the Day at Taco John's.
So the Trojans with a GSN Insurance first down to start the fourth quarter of play from their own 42-yard line. Devricks pass to the left sidelines to Bond, incomplete, nearly intercepted by the Warriors. So now second down and 10. Here's Devricks, back to pass, 5-step drop, home run ball going to Bond, and it's going to be incomplete. He had double coverage, Paul, on him, stride for stride, step for step.
Yeah, and then a play as well. That throw kind of drifted a little bit away from him as well. Not a fairly strong breeze down here on the field, but enough that it quite could possibly divert the football a little bit, as it was started off right near David Bond, but it just kind of floated away.
So it'll bring up third down and 10. And Brody Frederickson back into the backfield, off to the left of Torrin Devricks. Torrin back to pass, steps into the pocket, fires in the flats. Trevor Lissman was there. Might have been a little bit of miscommunication maybe. Looked as though Trevor took a step in toward the center of the field where Torrin was throwing it more toward the sidelines.
Exactly, and there was pressure on the quarterback. He couldn't get his feet under himself on that throw.
So Caleb Nielsen will come on to punt things away. He has had a phenomenal afternoon here for the freshman punter out of Waverly, Nebraska. This punt, end over end, knuckleball, hits at the 30, 25-20, takes a sideward bounce and goes out of bounds.
40.
So we'll take a look as on the change of possession, 14:33 to go in the ball game, 51-30, Waldorf. So Hilton Joseph brings Huntley in motion left to right over the middle to his tight end, and he is hit immediately as the ball got there. Jacob Hope just introduced himself to Crowley, the tight end, the same time the ball got there, and Crowley could not hang on. Incomplete, second down and 10.
that was perfect timing by the linebacker, and I was surprised he didn't go for the ball. I think he might have had a chance to intercept.
Joseph takes the snap, low snap, handoff Evans. He's going to go nowhere. Yeah. Wrapped up from behind by the current NSAA Defensive Player of the Week, Kurt Bakey. Short gain, maybe half a yard. And it'll bring up 3rd down, and we're going to say 9.5 here, Paul.
Especially with the way on that previous play as well. The tip ball was actually, the ball was tipped in the air. It was Jacob Holt supplying the fact that the ball was not going to be completed, and then Justin Holmes, along with Kurt Bakey, securing the running back, not getting much on the field.
So 3rd and long, big play here for the defense. Back to pass, they bring pressure. Joseph steps up into the pocket, cuts to his left, now to his right, and he's going to get to the 30, but he's going to be short by about a yard. And let's see where they spotted. Did they give him a good... Oh, they gave him a spot. My goodness, Paul. I look from up here, the knee hit at the 30. They're going to say he was at the 31.
Yeah, that is one heck of a spot, I would say, as well, for the first down. The fact that Michael Cleveland came up and made the play, asking the official on the near side of the field, thinking that the quarterback was short on the play as well.
So it's a GSN Insurance first down for Waldorf. Now we're going to get flags, and we're going to have a penalty, I believe, unless we've got encroachment going against Waldorf. Well, the score is 51-30. That is our sporty shout-out. So email the score, 51-30 Waldorf, to kjamsports@gmail.com from now until the end of the game. One winner will be chosen to win a $10 gift card to Sporties. We will announce the winner this Monday morning on Jammin' Country 103.1. We will also post it on our Facebook and our Twitter pages. So the Sporties shout-out score, 51-30. Here's Joseph rolling to his left. Fires Jones over the middle, goes up high for it, grabs it, gets it across the 40, out to the 43-yard line is Don Jones, the wideout receiver, transfer from the University of Minnesota in his first year playing for the Waldorf Warriors.
That's a nice flood pattern. They got trips to the far side. You have your wide receiver running a 3 or 4 yard out. You have your middle receiver running in, and your very inside receiver running another go, so that opened things up.
Well, that completion gives the Warriors the first down, a GSN Insurance first down. Bubble screen, Jones gets the block, but boy, what a great tackle by Wyatt Sanford. He still got 3 yards in the play, but he could have got a lot more. Credit a heads-up play by Wyatt Sanford coming up from the free safety spot to bring down Jones.
That was a very aggressive play, and like you said, it opened up and it closed very quickly by Wyatt.
So a gain of 5 on the play, 2nd down and 5. Clock rolling, 11:38 and counting, 51-30 Waldorf. At one time in this football game, the Trojans led 15-3 early in the second quarter. Handoff Evans, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. And guess who it is? The senior from Clear Lake, South Dakota, Mr. Everything, easily a defensive All-American first team. Kurt Bakey slides in and brings him down for a loss of 4 on the play.
I've said it before, they can't block Bakey. He makes plays on the inside, he penetrates, he puts pressure on the quarterback, and on a sweep, you'll find him chasing the running back down on a sweep outside.
John Burnett checks in the backfield. Here's a quarterback keeper. Joseph calls his own number, and he's dropped for a tackle for a loss. Marcus Vandenbosch, who's had a great last 3 weeks. One of those 72-yard pick 6 2 weeks ago, right here on Trojan Field against Presentation College to seal the win. But did the defense step up that time, Coach Cornet?
Absolutely. Vandenbosch, he turned the play inside, and you know who was pressuring from the backside? Bakey.
Bakey.
He was there.
Paul, any doubt that we're going to see Kurt Bakey's name as an All-American this year?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. If he doesn't get Conference Player of the Year, I'd be shocked.
Here's a fake punt. The Warriors fake the punt. Whipple trying to pass the ball to Jones down the left sidelines in front of the Waldorf bench. Sails over the receiver's head, incomplete, and the Trojans defensively give them a standing ovation. Trojan fans, they stop, and then they break up the fake punt. And we'll take it over 1st and 10 at the Waldorf 42-yard line. 9:53 to go in this football game. Let's get some points on the board quickly here, guys.
That was so uncharacteristic. I think they were going for the surprise. I surely wouldn't have went for it with a long pass like that.
Here's a handoff. Voss starts right, cuts left, now goes straight ahead, pushing the pile, 40, all the way down to the 34-yard line. Cody Voss, yards after contact of about 4. He got about 4 yards a yak that time, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Trojans with 9:29 to go in the football game. When hurry-up offense, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver far right. Back to pass, Devricks. Torin looks, fires over the middle. He's got Galloway inside the 25-20, down inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be a GSN Insurance 1st down at the Waldorf 16-yard line.
Very patient call on that, Kevin. We had 4 receivers running down 10 yards, turn, just 4 hooks, finding the open area, and Deverin just put the ball in the open receiver's area.
I believe with that last completion, Torin Devricks has thrown for over 400 yards. And now he hits Sir David Bond inside the 15 at the 11-yard line. So a pickup of 5. And, Torin Devricks now 24 of 37, 408 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So you heard his coach at halftime, Kim Nelson, the head coach at Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and is one of the members of that undefeated 1977 DSU team. Devricks looks right, now scrambles left, throws it into the end zone, batted away at the last minute by James Jones for Waldorf. Kim Nelson talking about Torin, who was his quarterback at Roosevelt, and talked about what a great passer he was, Coach. In fact, he, I believe, has the record for most passing yardage, Coach Nelson stated. And, hey, he followed one heck of a quarterback named Taryn Christian.
Absolutely. That's one good thing about Kim. Coming from an offensive mindset, he runs one of the most impressive offenses, throwing, running. A lot of motion. He's just very, very good.
3rd and 5. Layton has it, and he's hauled down at the 10-yard line. A shoulder-high tackle by the Warriors makes it 4th and 2 at the 9-yard line. Clock running, 7:38. Got to go forward here, and we are. They'll bring Mitchell Galloway in. They'll split Layton and Bond to the near sideline. Galloway split wide right. Cody Voss behind Devricks at quarterback. Torin looks toward the sideline. Now calls out the new play, new cadence. Claps his hands. Here's the snap. Looks left. Fires now, will turn right. He has some room. He can run it. Fires it in the back of the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete, and the Trojans are going to turn it over on downs. And I don't know, Coach, mixed knocks maybe, but Torin, it looked from our advantage point up here, and folks, we're right at midfield, and we're up in the air quite a ways. It looked as though Torin might have been able to get the edge and get that 1st down picked up on the ground.
He's pretty quick, but he kept his eyes downfield. He was relaxed. He was waiting for someone to open up. Tough tough call. However, that was an impressive drive. That was very nice drive by the Trojans, and now we just need to stop again.
Here's a handoff to Evans, and he's got some running room, turns the corner at the 20, 25, 30, 35. And Bo Evans, the 5'9", 190-pound bowling ball, who is a load, folks, and I mean a load to bring down with that low center of gravity, gets it out to the 37-yard line. That will be enough to move the chains and a GSN Insurance first down, and he picks up about 28 yards on that scamper. So twin receivers to either side. Joseph claps his hands. Here's the snap. Looks left, fires left. Has a man wide open. That's Jones. And he'll fall down and stretch the football out near the 30 or 49-yard line. That will be enough again to move the chains and set up another GSN Insurance of Madison first down here for the Warriors, who lead 51-30 as we just go under 6 minutes in this football game.
Well, they're not going to set on the ball, obviously. I thought they would try to run the clock out, but they continue to chuck the ball, and they're very effective at it.
Well, Josh Luttrell, the head coach, yep, he is in the attack mode. Here's a handoff. Evans, and he'll go nowhere. On the bottom of the pile, John Trout snagged him for a gain, no gain on the play. And so, as we had mentioned, Mason Layton now with 1,204 yards receiving on the season. He did break, indeed, it has been confirmed, Austin Opdahl's single-season reception record. Here's a quick slant in to Samuels. He's got it at the 30 or 45-40, 35-30 down to the 29-yard line. So it's Mason Layton picking up 2 school records here this afternoon. The single-season touchdown reception record, breaking Opdahl's record he set a year ago. And then this afternoon, right currently, it's Mason with 1,204 yards. He's rapidly about 90 yards short, or 80 yards short of 300 yards in reception. Here's a little screen to the outside, and it's going to go to the new wide receiver that just checked in, James Amazquita, down the left sideline. And Amaquita, who I think has maybe been in 2 series in this football game, scoots down the far sidelines inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone, where it's going to be first and goal at the 9-yard line for the Warriors. Joseph looking, fires into the end zone over the head of the intended receiver. That's Amaquita.
I'm glad you said that.
Now say that fast 3 times.
I can't even attempt that one.
Paul, can you get that one for us?
Amazquita.
Okay, thank you.
Get it once.
Now, okay, all right. So it's an incomplete pass, second down and goal inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone. Trips to the near side, and Mao at 6'7". Watch for him on the right. Nope, they're going to fake it. Handoff, straight ahead Evans, and he's submarined by number 43, Kurt Bakey, the reigning NSAA Defensive Player of the Week, his 3rd honor this season. Bakey leads the conference in tackles. He's had quite a season as well. Number 3 in tackles in the nation, 5 in tackles for loss, 7 in sacks coming in to today's game. Same formation, trips to the near side. Now they'll bring Samuels in motion. They'll overload. A little bubble screen to Samuels, and he's upended inside the 5. What a tackle put on right there by Makai Davis. Samuels tried to juke him, and Makai took his legs out from underneath him, spun him, and flipped him in midair. And it's going to bring up 4th and goal. with 2:50 to go, and Josh Anderson wants a timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout as well. This is Trojan football on Jammin' Country.
At Lakeco Crop Services, we are dedicated to providing only the best inputs for your farm. That's why we offer Pioneer's premium seed lineup. Along with Pioneer, we offer the full lineup of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Every customer who purchases Pioneer brand seed will earn Corteva cash to spend towards the purchase of crop protection products from Corteva Agriscience. Stop in and ask us how Encirca Services can help with your fall fertility program needs. Always read and follow label directions.
Call Lakeco Crop for your input needs. Dave Ellens, 480-4299, or Rob Thuringer at 480-0917.
Well, Paul, here we go. 4th and goal inside the Lake County International Case IH red zone at the 5-yard line. What are you going to call, Coach Vold?
Boy, it's a tough decision right here, especially on 4th and goal. I would definitely try to target the big receiver, Benjamin Mao, on this play, standing in the right slot.
Watch the quarterback draw as well. And here comes pressure shown by the Trojans. Joseph drops the ball. He wanted his wideout, and that's going to be Clausen. It sails over his head, incomplete, and the Trojan defense has held here this afternoon. Say, coming up next Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock at the stadium in Madison, a pep rally will be held for the Dakota State cross-country team, who will be participating next Saturday in the North Star Athletic Association Conference Cross-Country Championships. So we invite you to come down, cheer, and send off the cross-country team at the stadium next Thursday at 5 o'clock here in Madison. So we've got 94 yards to go. Here's a home run ball. Bond has it at the 35, 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, inside the Case IH red zone, down to the 15, 14-yard line. Throw the flag, folks. That was a horse collar.
That was a horse collar. And again, that linesman has missed 3 calls tonight. I'm making no excuses for him. But that was the 3rd miss tonight. That was absolutely a horse collar.
So a huge, huge pickup. We'll get you that yardage marker in just a moment. But that may have put Torrin Devericks into 500 yards of passing this afternoon. Into the end zone, they wanted Bond at first and 10. They can get a first down inside the 1-yard line with 1:55 to go. So it was at the 5, 45, 95 yards, I think, potentially. 90 to 95 yards. We'll get that in just a moment. Deverick's pass is for 84 yards. Torrin Devericks now 6 yards away from 500 yards of passing in this football game. Torrin back to pass. They bring pressure. Fires in the flats. Mason Layton had it, and he can't keep his balance. Goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. 3rd down and 9. Prior to that pass, Torrin 26 of 42, 494 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that 84-yard completion to Sir David Bond right there. Mr. Bond likes his catches, not his misses. Out of the pistol, Devericks fires in the flats. He wanted Layton. He got him inside the 10 to the 6-yard line, where it's going to bring up 4th, and we're going to call it a long 5 at the 6-yard line, and now we're going to get a timeout called by Josh Anderson. Coach, talk things over. Paul, we've got coming up a lot coming up this coming week. Next weekend, very, very busy, but We've got women's basketball on the 30th. They'll be on the road. David Moe and company down in Sioux City to take on Briar Cliff. Women coming off that loss on Thursday night to nationally ranked Northwestern 99 to get that in just a moment. Then the men who opened their season last night, losing 91-70 down in Crete, Nebraska at Doane, and playing Nebraska Christian College right now, actually, that game going on. They'll be in action down in Sioux Falls at the Pentagon next Saturday night against Dakota Wesleyan and Sunday against Mont Marty. Torin back to pass, fires toward the end zone, falling down, touchdown, Dakota State, touchdown, Mason Layton. What a throw by Torin Devricks. My goodness gracious. Devricks finds his favorite receiver, record setter to school record holder. Devricks to Layton for 6 with 1:27 to go. And it might be a school record for Torin Devricks right here on yards in a game that was previously held by Jacob Giles. Extra point is up, and it is good. So 1:27 to go. It is now 51-37. We'll keep things right here. And as we look at it, single game net yards passing, Jacob Giles 452 yards. Right now on that last touchdown by Torin Devricks, 29 of 45, 505 yards, 4 touchdowns. And also when you look at the receiving, Mason Layton with 3 touchdowns this afternoon. So Devricks on the touchdown, 7-yard touchdown pass. And the passing completions in a game was 40 held. And in this ball game, Torin now completions, he's got 29, so got a ways to go there, but 505 yards for Devricks. Here's an onside kick, both loose on the ground, still loose. Trojans might have picked it up. We'll find out. They say they've got it. Waldorf says they have it. They unpile, and the referee says, the linesman says it will be Waldorf football with 1:24 to go, and that, my friends, may be enough to salt this one away. So Devricks, his 4th touchdown pass of the game. Mason Layton, his 3rd touchdown of the game. And it's 51-37. And now the formation you want to be in, obviously, if you're the Waldorf Warriors, the victory formation. Hilton Joseph takes a knee. Josh Anderson quickly calls a timeout. Paul, as we were saying, and Coach Cornet, a lot going on, a lot of seasons happening. The women go on the road next week to Sioux City, Iowa, to face Briar Cliff. That game is on Tuesday night, I believe, October 30th. Then on Saturday night, it'll be Dakota Wesleyan and the Trojans at 8 o'clock, men, 6 o'clock, women, as Joseph takes a knee with 1:17 and counting in the victory formation. So 6 and 8 on Saturday night from the Pentagon in Sioux Falls. Men's and women's basketball against Dakota Wesleyan. Dakota Wesleyan women, the defending national champions from a year ago. And then on Sunday at noon, the Trojan women will face Mount Marty College, and the Trojan men will face the Mount Marty men at 2 o'clock in the South Dakota NAIA College competition at the Pentagon. Third down, kneel down with 36 seconds to go, and that's going to be your final play of the football game. And then also on Saturday, of course, the NSAA cross-country championships taking place as well. And again, that reminder, 5 o'clock Thursday night pep rally in Madison at the stadium. Come on down and cheer on the men's and women's cross-country teams as they get set for the NSAA cross-country championships. Clock winding down, 7-6-5, and that's going to be your final score here this afternoon. Waldorf, the Warriors snap a 2-game conference losing streak, winning on the road here in Madison on Senior Day as the Warriors snap the Trojans' 2-game winning streak, winning here this afternoon in a high-scoring affair, 51-37. Stay tuned. Coming up after this 4-minute break, this 3-minute break, it will be the Josh Anderson post-game show brought to us by Mustang Seeds and much, much more. The Mustang Seeds post-game show is next. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned. Post-game show coming up next here on Jammin' Country 103.1.
At Mustang Seeds, we're planting your future. To us, that means continuously refining our seed technologies to present the most desirable traits. But it also means doing business the way it all started 55 years ago. Strong seed from a third-generation family business. We guess you could say it's genetics. Mustang Seeds, planting your future. To find the perfect seed solutions for your operation, contact your local dealer or visit mustangseeds.com.
After serving the Madison area for 72 years, Stan's Apparel is closing its doors. To mark this momentous occasion, Stan's will host 4 great days to save. Starting Thursday, October 25th at 9 a.m., the sale will be open to the public. Men's suits from $149, sport coats from $99, and women's sportswear from $39. Entire men's and women's inventory up to 60% off. Choose from the Stan's vast array of sportswear, including Under Armour, Cool, Chaps, Tribal, Karen Hart, Silver Jeans, Jag Multiples, and many more. Everything will be sold. Don't miss 4 days to save at Stan's Apparel starting Thursday, October 25th, 9 a.m. Open Thursday and Friday.